Okay, I think we're live, and if you happen to be watching this VOD later, you might want to fast forward a bit because I'm going to probably be spending the next 5 minutes at least getting set up, testing, making sure everything's working. Oh, there we go. It's a nice little display of who's on. I should change this. Okay, let's test my audio, make sure it comes out on stream. Let's try it again because I had my output muted. All right, we can hear me. Now let's double check the balance between the audio of the game and of myself. Okay, that's loud. But let's go into actually the game, which is quieter, and check the set.
머리만 있다고 해서 파괴 안 당할 수도 있다는 그런 안심을 하면 안 됩니다.
저렇게
압박해놓고서 앞마당 쪽에 확장을 가져갑니다. 전상욱 선수.
야, 근데 저거는 전상욱 선수도 좀 저걸 배짱이라고 해야 되나? 지금 뭐 한시적으로 가는 머린들은 오버로드 혹시 있으면 잡으러 가는 거고요. 저 정도 수 머린 가지고는 저글링들이 발업이 되면은
do that, and we'll try that volume combo. Seems to be pretty good. The game audio might be a little soft, actually. I'll probably have to readjust this every game, aren't I? Probably. Okay. Seems good enough, though. Okay. Maybe 1 second, and then I'll get started. Okay. I just need to get chat up so I can see if anyone's saying anything. Chickadee chibbada chabbada chat app. Open. Resize that. Reposition that. Why is OBS not resizing? Okay, that's all right. It's gonna be how big OBS is, I guess. All right. Anyway, no one said anything yet, but it looks like we got a few people online, so let's go ahead and get started. And if you are just joining us and you weren't here last time, so we've been watching through the Ever OSL from 2005. Ever sponsored a few OSLs, and since we just did the IOPS OSL, hey, there we go. Chris, I remembered your name again. Chris is in the chat. How's it going? We did the IOPS OSL, the whole thing through the finals, and the one after the IOPS OSL is the Ever 2005 OSL. Calling it just like Ever OSL, Ever 05 or something like that, because I think there was an Ever OSL in 2003 or 4. There was definitely one in 08. Ah! Whoa! I got totally scared by the Yamato cannon from the cheer. Thank you, Kung Fist Tank. I guess like I have the volume at a certain level, and like, but look at, I don't know if you can see on here. I guess you can't. Let me you can see the volume is really low on here, but the system volume is up higher, so the Yamato cannon was really loud. Anyway, hey Doso, how's it going? Thanks for the 100 bits, Kung Piss Tank. Anyway, so getting back into the explanation, just in case anyone's like watching this later. Last VODs and Chill, we watched most of the group stage for Group B for the Ever OSL, and it came down to a tie. So there's a 3-way tie between GG Play, Midas, and Jelizerg. So, you know, if you guys have any requests, lay them on me. Let me know what you guys want to watch. Otherwise, we're going to be kind of going through these the group stage. So we're going to watch the tiebreakers. And this is really interesting because we have GG Play, who we know will win an OSL or an MSL later on. You know, a couple, in like 2 years or something like that. But this is like still when he's pretty new player. But I've really still been impressed with him, though. We have Midas, who again is someone who is very solid for a long period of time. Very strong contender. And then we have Jelizerg, who's the second place winner from the previous one. Hey, I think that was a tip from Doso on, did I see that right? On Ko-Fi? It goes fast. I thought it was supposed to, that's weird. The alert just floated off the top of the screen. I thought it was supposed to like stay, I thought it was supposed to stay on screen. Anyway, but thank you, Doso. Much appreciated for the crisps and soda. Oh no, you said you brought some crisps and soda. Nice. Nice. Well, thank you for assisting my crisps and soda habits as well. I have another root beer cooling off in the fridge right now. I'm gonna get out later. So anyway, so we got an interesting situation where Jelizerg was basically on the verge of losing out of the whole OSL, even though he was the second place winner, and 2 or 3 OSLs ago he was the winner. So anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it and start watching. So this is GG Play versus Midas in the first one of the tiebreaker games. So we got, if you're not familiar, basically it's all 3 of them tied with the same record. of 2-1, and so they play each other in round robin, and as soon as basically one of them loses twice, then that the other two advance basically. So anyway, how's everyone doing today? How y'all doing? So this is not going well, this little attack here for Midas, by the way. This is interesting. He's pulled drones. I don't know if he really needs that many drones. He's being really aggressive. I guess it's pretty necessary, actually. There's a lot more Marines than I thought behind the lines there. But he's got a sunken colony now. I guess maybe he was just trying to buy time for that sunken colony to come up. Can you guys hear that when I open my water bottle and close it? Sorry if that's obnoxious. If so, I'll open it off the side. Anyway, thanks everybody for joining me to watch some pro VODs here on a lazy Saturday afternoon. I was actually doing some work before this, and it was kind of a good excuse. I was able to be like, well, I gotta take a break from work for a few hours because I gotta go do some VODs and chill with my StarCraft homies. Just lurking. Good to see and hear you again. Thank you very much. NL Rexor NL, I guess. I guess the NLs are like bookends for Rexor. Thanks for saying hi. Yeah, you don't have to chat if you don't want to. Feel free to just lurk. I mean, I think this would be a good kind of a show. Come on, VOD. Don't do that. I think this would be probably a nice thing to have like on the side while you're working, right? Like I sometimes put on streams that like there's some streams that I watch that I like want to watch the stream. I like want to pay attention to what's happening, right? But there's some streams that I just put on in the background when I'm cooking dinner or even like getting some work done or something like that. And don't pay too much attention, like, that's totally fine for this. He's got 3 sunken colonies now. Hydralisk Den gets scanned. We just saw the scan go down on the Hydra Den. So he knows it's fast lurkers. Remember, this is 2005. This is played in 2005. So fast lurkers were not quite as much of an aberration as we would consider them today. But is he just gonna get broken by Stim Marines? I think he is. Unless he's gonna wait for tanks. That's interesting. He stimmed his Marines, but he didn't actually do anything with them. He didn't actually move to kill that Overlord. That's a little bit weird. Does he have him on hold position? Kind of strange. What map is this? That is a great question. Let me check. Which one is this? GG Play versus Midas. Let's see here. This is on Luna. It's on Luna. Luna the final. Oops. Here's Luna. If you want to take a look at it. 4 spawns. Ramp down. There's a big open area. And these bridges on the sides look nice and juicy for lurkers as well. But not the, there's pretty big open choke points outside the natural that aren't really that great. I mean, I guess they're good for Zerg in a way, because then you actually have these places where you've got this side and this side that both go to the same spot, or I guess over here. You can come up this way, you can come down this way, and kind of surround the Terran player as they come out of their choke, maybe. A Terran with an expansion? What? In 2005? Yeah, that doesn't actually happen that much. Which, you know, I feel like Midas is just gonna win now, actually, because he has managed to get up an expansion pretty well. He hasn't been harassed. These lurkers haven't really been a big threat to him. He's been dealing with them pretty well. He's got 2 bases to GG plays 3 bases. So, flanking map, yeah. This definitely feels like a flanking map. Two base Terran. Who would have known? Did he send 1 Marine up to... Oh, actually, okay, so... He said, oh, well, he's skipping Mutalisks? I'm not going to make turrets. And now he's got no turrets. And GG plays, oh, well, you didn't make turrets? Well, I'm going to make Mutalisks then. Now look at that. Those meters, this is early 2005. I'm waiting for us to see the moment when they invent Mutalisk clumping, basically, because I think it's 2005 when it's kind of invented. And we're still seeing GG play is not... He's not grouping his mutas with an Overlord, right? To clump them up a little bit easier for his attacks. Which is... It just still seems a little bizarre. So I'm like, there's some point in time where we're going to be watching these games. Hey, Zerg Troll, what's going on? And, like... All of a sudden, we're going to start noticing the Zergs are going to start clumping their mutas. I'm waiting for that to happen. I could probably look up the Wikipedia article on it and just find out, but maybe I don't want to. Maybe I don't want to do that. Maybe I want to actually like be surprised when I see it in the game. Or what if it's something cool like it's a technique that Jelizerg introduces like in a semifinal or something like that, like brand new micro technique invented and employed to win a big match or something. How cool would that be? Instead of like, you know, a lot of times players will invent specific builds. They'll invent specific builds exactly for like a special match. And they'll prepare it specifically for that. How cool would that be if it was like a special match and like they invented a whole new micro technique? They revolutionized Mutalisk micro for one match or something like that. F-Tact Sony. Hello there, sir or madam. How's it going? I don't know. Is that F-Tact Sony or is it like FT Actsony or something like that? Could be FT Ac to Son Y. I don't know. Sorry. Regular watchers will know. Ooh. This is getting spicy, this game. Lots of stuff dying now. FT Act. Oh, it's like your class. Okay, cool. So Sony is your name. Got it. Old tag. Nice. Regular watchers will know that I enjoy butchering people's Twitch ID names, pronunciations. D9, maybe D9 has a video. He probably does. Seems like the kind of thing he would do. So this is a strong defense. But Midas is now, watch Midas pivot north, maybe. Oh, he's got tanks! Whoa! Where's the scan? Where's the scan? He didn't actually, did he scan? Maybe he did. That's a lot of tanks, though. Uh-oh, uh-oh. A little bit late scan. But it's enough, yeah, he needed to... I mean, that's the thing, he kind of forced GG Play's hand here, where, like, GG Play needed to fight with his sunken colonies and the lurkers themselves, to be honest, to win that. But he couldn't because the tanks were just going to kill the sunkens and the lurkers from afar. So he had to attack in, and he just wasn't ready. If he had like a dozen Zerglings coming in from the north or something like that to trap the Marines, that could have worked, but he just didn't have enough stuff. To save time, I usually watch your videos at 1.5x speed. So now I seem slow. I'll have to channel Clazart. Speaking of million words a minute for you. I mean, I think I speak faster when I'm casting. But I just like, I want this to be more chill, and so I actually like have to turn off my casting brain when we're watching games like this. That's funny though, that you watch it so fast. Makes sense. Makes sense if you kind of know what's going on. You don't need to watch it at normal speed. I do that sometimes with different videos. Hello, Muffins. Muffin Puffins EE. A Justin TV original account. Mine is too. My Multrap account is originally a Justin TV account. There's the GG finally. After he's shelling his main. Yeah, I have a 11-year-old account or Twitch account or something like that. So Midas actually takes game number 1 here in the tiebreakers. So it's not over that for GG Play, but basically he cannot win this round of tiebreakers. He has to hope that he can beat Jelizerg, and then Jelizerg beats Midas, and then bring it to another round of tiebreakers. So GG Play has to do that. Whereas Midas, if he just beats Jelizerg, then it's over. So let's go ahead. And the next one is Jelizerg versus GG Play. I don't know why they didn't do Midas versus Jelizerg first, because if they did that, then it's just over. Oh, no. Then they still have to determine who wins between the two of them to see who goes out in first seed. This is a 2005 series, yeah. All right, Zergtroll, have a good one. Enjoy work, I guess. But yeah, Muffin Puffins, I know you've said a couple comments recently about, Whoa, that's loud! No, okay. It's gonna happen every time, and I'm gonna forget every time, just like last time. Let me know if the audio balance needs to be changed, by the way. Once we get into the game. Anyway, Muffin Puffins, I know you've said, like, do some more modern stuff. You've mentioned that a couple times. And I kind of want to, but the thing is it's actually, like, I don't actually know a lot about the modern scene and the modern meta. Like, that's one of the reasons why I do these older games, is because this is, like, what I'm more comfortable with. This is what I know more. But, like, I just got back into watching esports a year ago. I didn't watch StarCraft for 7 years. So I just kind of don't know what's been happening. So it's a little bit, I feel a little bit more out of context when I do the modern games. But also I feel like a lot of people are already doing modern games. So, like, I'm trying to fill a niche that isn't being done. However, that being said, I do have some modern games planned, or some more. I've got a couple things. I've got some more recent games planned that I got some replays for. I may not be able to do them until next month, honestly, because I'm super ridiculously busy with work this month, and then I'll be home. I'll be unemployed, but because the project is ending. But also, if you go and watch my games on StarCast TV. On the StarCast TV channel, I've been doing some games for them, and they do all modern games, just modern show matches, basically, from, like, the last year, basically. So, and I've got a couple more games I need to do for them, too, actually. Anyway, yeah, 2001 to 2008 era. So Sony, were you actually around and you were watching those early esports games in the early 2000s? Because I didn't actually find out about esports until 2007 myself. So I'm not as familiar with all that stuff. But yeah, if you go to StarCast TV and search for Multrap, you'll see the ones I put up on there. And I'm going to give them a few more games pretty soon. So yeah, this series is from 2005. Does Claz still have that stadium mic? I don't know. I haven't talked to Clazart in a long time. He probably still does. But I haven't heard from him in like 10 years or something like that. WCG and all. Nice, nice. I wish I'd known earlier about esports. I probably would have gotten into it a lot earlier, for sure. The KBK tournament. That's pretty old school. So this is an interesting ZVZ. By the way, if you're following this is Jelizerg versus GG Play. Jelizerg is the red Zerg at the left side of the map, and GG Play is the green. So it's interesting. We got Jelizerg putting a macro hatch in his base, sending some Zerglings out. This is Requiem. But Muffins Puffins, you're not the only one that's asked me to do some more recent stuff, so I will try to do that. I will try to do that. And you know, we might honestly, so here's the thing is I haven't wanted to do any of the ASL games because it's got professional English commentary, right? And I don't want to step on the toes of the real commentary. But now that ASL's dropping their English commentary, I feel like that's, I don't know if I'll do casts of it, but we'll definitely probably watch some ASL on this show, on the VODs and Chill show. So I don't know, it's not quite the same. I probably won't be casting it. But I've sent them an email to see if they'll let me cast the games. And if so, I will be casting ASL games on my YouTube channel for sure. But since it's a modern tournament, I feel like it's not too I don't know. It's not courteous to the people that are casting it legit, because there might be some people casting it on Africa still to like do casts. I don't know. We'll see. I might do some ASL stuff. We'll see. Still talk to old teammates. Oh wow, I recognize a couple of those names. I didn't know you were teammates with Draco and Midian. I know them. I like slightly recognize a couple other names. That's pretty cool though. I didn't know that you were Yeah, no, I know Tasteless. I worked with him in Korea actually, at GOM TV. Actually, I'm like not really like in touch with him, but I'm sure if I mean if I sent him a message, he knows me. But they're all doing their own pro casts in Korea though, so I don't think he's gonna want to cast with me, honestly. But I hope they can what am I trying to say? I hope they can figure out something with ASL eventually. It doesn't sound like they will be able to, honestly, but meaning Tasteless and Artosis. Jelizerg is going to get a quick pickup of an Overlord. It's a nice start. Nux was another idea I had. Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know very many of the players from back in those days, honestly. I just remember, I think I've heard of Draco and Midian just because of some stuff on Team Liquid or whatever. But I didn't follow any esports until like 2007, 8. So old school names are not going to ring much of a bell for me, honestly. Unless it's like White Raw, who is old school and current school. Like he's still doing StarCraft stuff, which is insane. GG is going all in with Lings. What a weird decision. Isn't that normal for ZVZ? Uh-oh. This is interesting. We're watching the final battle in first-person view. And GG Play is like kind of doing what he can. He's just really not looking good for GG Play at all. Yeah, we got more Zerglings coming in for Jelizerg. That's going to be it. Pretty sure. How do you come back from this? If he can land some good Scourge, maybe. No, there's Zergling's killing his natural. Zergling's killing the drones in his main. This is painful. Okay, so what that 30 lings is better than 4 mutas? That's true. That's true. 4 mutas cannot kill 30 lings fast enough before they kill everything you have. Exactly. And that's why you see these insane number of Zerglings even with the Mutalisks overhead in these ZVZ games. Is he still not... I mean, I guess... Did he kill the natural? Did Jelizard kill the natural? If so, then, like, I'm not sure what GG Play's doing right now. I guess he's still hoping to come back, but... If he still has his natural, then I could see him maybe want to stay in longer because, you know, he might be able to get an economic advantage or something like that by using his second base, but he doesn't have the drones for it anyway, so... His nat's gone? Okay, yeah, then... So, this is really interesting to see that Jelizerg is actually making an expansion. Jelizerg is like... He usually is, once he gets an advantage, he just doesn't let up. He's just like super aggressive. He'll just go, go, go. You know, keep attacking. When he has the upper hand, he'll keep going and attacking. And so I find it kind of interesting that he's fallen back here and he hasn't just made more waves of units and gone in more. But maybe... I mean, did GG Play end up getting more Mutalisks or something like that? Is that what happened? We've got a Muta battle here. We're going to find out who had more Mutalisks. Looks like Jelizerg did. Huh. This is interesting. Yeah, I mean, like, how does GG Play come back from this? He's lost every battle. He lost a bunch of drones earlier. What? And again, why is Jelizerg regrouping and falling back? Like, is he just knows he has the maybe he doesn't want to die to Scourge because he didn't have a lot of Mutalisks to fight the Scourge. And so he's like kind of playing a little bit defensively until he can get expansion up because he knows he'll win if he has a second gas for like a few minutes. I don't know. Anyway, but Sony, so you still talk to those old school players? Do any of them still play anymore, or has everyone kind of moved on? Scourge sitting on the eggs, yeah. Yeah, once you're camping the eggs, then it's like, yeah. Look at the Zergling advantage Jelizerg has. This is insane. GG Play's trying to re-expand. It's not gonna work. Yeah, it's just this is long over. I mean, you can't fault GG Play for trying to stay in it and make something happen. Because if he loses this game, he's out of the OSL. So there he goes. Monos, ACAB, G-Force is Ton, Christos, Sue. I have no idea what that means or what's going on. What the hell? I hope that's not something offensive in another language or whatever. So both players, Jelizerg and Midas, have both beaten GG Play. So they both are going to advance. So now we need one more tiebreaker game just to see who advances in first and who advances in second from that. All right, Monos, that's enough of that. You can stop spamming whatever that is. Fallen Encore, how's it going? Tastosis are commenting Valorant. You and Diggity are back. I feel old. Glad you're back, dude. Yeah, Diggity just, if you guys don't know, Diggity just came back. Yes, okay, that's enough, dude. All right, let's time him out. Okay. The sound again. There we go. All right. Yeah, Diggity just put out his first announcement video, or his announcement video of coming back, and just kind of ranted about some stuff and got some stuff off his chest, and he put out a game already on YouTube. But yeah, it's good. It's interesting that they're commenting on Valorant. It's not something I would have expected. But, you know, everyone does, you know, casters have to do that at some point. Especially with if your main game is StarCraft, then you can't really just, like, depend on it. So you do. I mean, I was kind of the first one of them to do. Well, not the first, but like, I was one of the first StarCraft people to branch out, and I started casting League of Legends. And then everyone was like, "Oh no, he's casting League of Legends now." And then, like, you know, 1 year later, every StarCraft caster was casting League of Legends also, or some other thing. Anyway, so, and these games were actually played. So I don't know who the other seeds are from the other groups, except for Group A, because we watched that already. And I actually already forgot who won Group A. Let me just double check that. Group A was... That's right, UV and Reach. UV and Reach got out of Group A, which is pretty hardcore. Those are going to be great players. But, you know, like, if Jelizerg loses this, he could face UV in the quarterfinals, and that would not be good for him. I mean, he could beat UV, but still, it'd be, like, probably harder than other players that he could play against. But, if Jelizerg wins this, then he's the first seed, and he could face, like, you know, Huni or something like that. So it's kind of important to win this tiebreaker game. But we'll see. Riot owns everything these days. A friend of mine was a League player. Her amateur casted is now the biggest caster for Smite. Nice seeing them surprise the heck out of me. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, Riot. I mean, Riot's made some big plays in the last year or two, right? Coming out with, basically, they're like, oh, we don't want to get stuck with just League of Legends, so we're gonna make a game in every genre. We're gonna be a full-on game company. They're trying to be, you know, do a little bit of everything, which is smart, and I think it's totally good. It's good for to have a top-level company like that making different kinds of games is really cool. But they are definitely, like, all over the place now. They've got a card game. They've got a casting FPS game. They've got their MOBA, of course. What else do they have? Do they have they've got the card game. They've got League of Legends. They've got Valorant. I feel like there's another game that they've made too that I'm just, like, not remembering off the top of my head. Anyway, I hope Tasteless and Artosis are actually enjoying casting Valorant. I think they probably will, but you know, I've casted a couple games that I didn't really. Oh, TFT, yeah, that's kind of like part of League of Legends, I guess I was thinking. Is there? Because I don't think there are any auto battlers, or maybe there are. I guess auto chess, right? I don't know. I don't know a lot about the auto battlers like TFT. But they're all part of, like, another game usually, right? Like, Teamfight Tactics is part of League of Legends. Is it called Battlegrounds or whatever? There's the Hearthstone auto battler. There's a StarCraft 2 custom map auto battler. There's the Dota Underlords auto battler, but they're all part of another game, right? Being themselves and having a giggle, threatening Koreans are going to take over the pro scene again like 10 years ago. Are you talking about Koreans taking over in Teamfight Tactics or Smite or something else? I've seen Smite. I'm actually a little surprised Smite didn't get bigger than it did. But I've never actually played Smite, but I've seen it a little bit. It's an interesting concept for a game. League, Valorant, TFT. Oh, they have a Diablo-esque game in the works? Oh, and Valorant, Koreans are taking over. Okay. Not surprising. Not surprising. Koreans know how to organize and practice and coordinate and learn games. It's just you know, part of the gaming and team culture. The team gaming culture that was built up around StarCraft is, you know, so useful for applying those same principles and lessons and strategies for, you know, strategizing around other games. He's got. I love that this. It seems kind of funny, but I love that this is so common that players put their. Oh, what's going on there? Oh, the SCV block on the ramp, so the Marines can catch up. Nice. Very nice. I'm not sure exactly. I mean, I guess that prevents a scout, so you cannot see like if there's wraiths or something like that. But I love this forward factory though. It's just so, it seems very cheeky, but it makes just so much sense. If you're containing your opponent, might as well put your factory there. It takes less time for your tanks to get to the front line because they're actually produced on the front line. He's got lings out on the map, so what map is this on again? This is on Forte. Okay. Forte. I should look up Forte again. I'm looking at the map on the side here. So Forte. Yeah, Forte just has that one choke point, so there's no real flanking opportunity. I'm not sure how. Oh, so GG Play has a base to the south, and that's how, I think? No, he doesn't. I don't know how he has gotten those lings out before. But anyway, the shelling is continuing. GG Play has a very short amount of time. I'm sorry, not GG Play. This is Jelizerg. Jelizerg has a very short amount of time to come up with something to defend this push. What's he buying time for is the question. What does he have behind this? Does he have lurkers morphing or researching in the background? I think it's too fast for any kind of hive tech. It has to be, he's got to be like have lurkers almost about to pop out or something like that. He just keeps making mutalisks though. Is he just gonna be Jelizerg and just go in with mutalisks and zerglings and break this? He might just do that, but where are the zerglings? We don't see them being produced right now. There's a few of them. Okay, now there's no sunken colonies left. There's nothing stopping him from going in now and just killing the expansions. I don't know exactly what Midas is waiting for. He's building more turrets, but like there's nothing there. There's nothing stopping him from pushing in now. I mean, there's a sunken in the main, but I don't think there's much in the natural there. But he's giving him time to rebuild more sunks. He's giving him more time. Midas just needs to go kill him. Go kill him! I mean, I'm kind of rooting for Jelizerg, but still, like, that's what he should do. What is he waiting around with these tanks for? Like, there's nothing there. I guess maybe he's worried about there being too many mutalisks. That might be what's going on. He's worried about too many mutalisks. He doesn't want to lose all his marines, so he's kind of staying by the turrets. Got like 10 marines. I guess you're right. I guess he has less marines than I thought. I thought there was more marines behind there. So he needs to stay by the turrets, I guess. But still, it feels like waiting for the creep to go away, yeah. So you can build more turrets. Wait, where do those marines go? Now he's got a couple fire bats in the mix as well, which is good. What is this? This tank is off on its own adventure, and the SCV is chasing it to try and repair it. Yeah, I don't know why he pulled back from the turrets there with the Marines. That was a little bit weird, for sure. Unless he was trying to chase an Overlord or something like that. That tank is the only tank left right now. It's okay. It's being repaired actually. I mean, Jelizerg has bought so much time with these delay tactics and just making constant mutas and harassing this push. Okay, here he goes. Wait, now he's gonna go in? Okay, well, I guess it worked. Because he didn't have the turrets up yet. So Jelizer just wrecks everything. Okay, so Midas knew this was going to happen more than I did, apparently. And the crowd goes wild. I just skipped back a sec so we can watch the crowd not going wild. Oh, maybe I didn't. Watch the crowd in response to this. They don't seem to be that excited about it. This is kind of crazy. So, I mean, this is like all in by Midas, basically. He needs to try and win with this, but I think he might have been beaten back. Oh, the Mutalists catch the reinforcing Marines without medics. That is super bad. And now, does Midas have anything at home is the question. I think Jelizer has this now. Because Midas isn't putting pressure on him right now. There's no tanks. Yeah, I don't think Midas played this quite perfectly. Oh, I thought Jelizer was going to go harass the main. There's a few turrets in the main. So it's decent, but like... prepping the kitchen sink. Oh, man, now he's losing all these Marines. But see now Jelizer is about to have lurkers. And once he has lurkers, this is going to be done, I think. Because this is totally all in by Midas. Oh, that tank. That tank, though, gets stuck on the turret. Tank pathing is special. Oh, that was his only SCV. That was a good pickoff by Jelizer to take out that SCV, because now it can't finish the turret, can't make more turrets, can't repair the tank. What's going on here? Well, that was weird. That was an interesting view. Was that someone in the audience? Yeah, I mean, he did damage in that, like, you know, he killed like 10 sunken colonies. Which is a lot of drones and a lot of minerals, but he didn't do any, like, lasting damage. Although now he's shelling the spire, which is cute. Oh, this is it. The Zerglings are in the mix now as well. And that is all that push. That's the end of that push. Yeah, that's it. That's game. That's game. Alright, well, he's going to push it back with the reinforcements, but I feel like that, killing all those tanks and all those Marines. I don't know what Midas does to keep pushing this. I guess he just keeps putting on pressure, but it's like, he's been doing it for so long that Jelizer has gotten enough time to get lurkers. I keep saying that, but we don't see any lurkers. So maybe he hasn't been able to afford it. He's still just putting out a lot of Marines, though. This is the power of Terran, right? Here we go. Oh, see, those Marines. Oh, come on, VOD. He's done that so many times. I mean, it's really great play by Jelizer, but it's like, Midas, you gotta be a little bit more careful of moving your troops across the map. At least attack move them. So, yeah, there's the Lings taking out the turrets. Factories lifted. Jelizer now, for the first time in the game, has complete map control. Or mostly map control, I should say. And that's, you know, not good. Midas is still not done! He's like, I'm gonna keep pushing. Keep pushing until I'm out of minerals in my main. And I'm gonna float my command center to my natural, and I'm gonna keep pushing again. Well, he does have a lot of Marines here. The Zerglings and Mutalists are all dying, actually. Why doesn't he have lurkers? He's had so much time to get lurkers. If he just gets a few lurkers, then he wins these battles. He's landed the factory. Is Midas really about to win this? He did stop making fire bats. That's true. If he had a couple fire bats, those Zerglings don't matter, right? If he has like 3 fire bats. That's a great point. He's still pushing in. Looks like he's going to lose the tanks. No, he still keeps 1 tank. But it's going to take a long time to kill all those Sunkens. I still don't think this is going to... Where's the lurkers? Where are the lurkers? Like, this is all to buy time for something. But what's the something? It should be lurkers. He's got a Hydrosten. He's got a lair. He's had both forever. But it's Jelizerg, so he's just like, I don't care. I'm just going to make Mutalisks. It's just... That's the strategy. Wait for Midas to mine out his minerals. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. I mean, I don't want to say anything. Like, this seems like game again, but like, I don't want to say anything because I've said that 4 or 5 times. Like, oh, Midas is done. Then he's not. Oh, Midas is done. Then he's not. Regroups. He saves the medics, regroups with a handful of Marines. Okay, now he's down to 4 patches. He's about 60 seconds away from being at 0 patches. July is making a point. He's like, I'm going to show you that you can't just all in me with mass Marines on my front door. I'm not even going to make tech units. I'm just going to make a bunch of mutas and lings and kill you that way. He's losing a lot of mutas, but there's the GG. Oh, man. Lift CC, it ain't over. Yeah, just move your CC to your natural. Easy. Although, on this map, the natural is kind of far. So he would actually be stopping production of Marines for, like, 45 seconds. So, in that time, Jelizer would finally kill him, I think. Oh, man. That was... I was like... I kept thinking it was over. And I kept thinking that, like... Jelizer was going to come out with some mutas... some lurkers. And just finish it off. But it's like, he just kept going. Oh, my gosh. It's insane. Alright, so... let's see, can we do this? I don't think we can. I was going to see if I can try and show the results of the first 2 groups without spoiling the other 2 groups. Maybe? Can I do it this way? Yeah, let's sneak it on like this. Oops, come on. Careful. Don't want to resize it. All right, so here's the results of first 2 groups. Uv and Reach advanced from Group A. Jelizerg and Midas advanced from Group B. So pretty much the people that you would expect to get out of those groups, except, I mean, like, Nada not advancing is a little bit crazy. I frankly would have expected Nada to advance instead of Reach. But Reach, you know, advancing instead of Nada is like Nada would advance, I think, in any other group. In any other group he advances, but he got the group of death with Uv and Reach, and like that's just a little bit too strong. So anyway. So Uv, Reach, July, and Midas is already a pretty stacked OSL for the quarterfinals, actually. So that's pretty good stuff. Anyway, so let's go to Group C, and we might have to employ... who was it that was saying they watched in 1.5 speed? I forgot who said that earlier. Jonathan Baker. We might have to do his strategy because I'm not very excited about Group C, honestly. Group C is Go Rush, which is cool. Huni, Iris, and Jeju. And Go Rush I like a lot, but I'm just not really excited about the other guys in the group. So anyway, but we can watch them. This is Huni versus Go Rush. It's a 6-minute VOD, guys. It's a 6-minute VOD. Which actually, just by that alone, I'm gonna guess that Huni wins this game. Because, well, I don't know. It could go either way, actually. But when you're a player like Huni, who's kind of new to the scene, not probably the best player. I don't know. Maybe he's a great player. Who knows? It could be that this is his breakout performance in the OSL. But when you're not the best and you're playing against someone who's one of the best Zergs in the world, which is this red Zerg right here, Go Rush. There he is, SK Telecom player. And a nice guy. You cheese. If you're outmatched and you know it, if you're outmatched and you know it, throw some cheese. If you're outmatched and you know it, build some cheese. If you're outmatched and you know it, and you really don't want to blow it, if you're outmatched and you know it, do some cheese. Like, that's the song, that's the strategy. Like, that's what you do. Because you know, if you play a straight up macro game against someone that you know is better than you. Thank you, Toso. If you know someone's better than you, then you know you're going to lose a long macro game. And you know, you want to make a name for you want to, you know, if you're in Huni's shoes, you would love to just play straight up and have confidence in yourself and try and win a macro game and be legit. But honestly, like, you know, if you're new to the OSL, it's your first time ever, like, you just kind of want to advance, right? Especially because this is a group stage. You want to advance. You want to get in that round of 8 so that you have a seed to the next one. What is that hatchery? That is really interesting. He did a pylon block of the hatchery, and Go Rush was like, fine, I'll just put the hatchery in next to the pylon. So that's really, really interesting. What that means is, okay, so that means that he can actually, like, if necessary, he'll have creep in his natural area. He can make Sunkens or whatever. So it's not like he's like, oh, well, I'll just put it in my main so I have a macro hatch. So he'll still have creep in his natural, but then he can build his third hatchery next to that in the good spot to, you know, get the gas. So that's kind of cool. Got a forge going down in a weird spot for Huni. Is he planning on doing a cannon rush? No, I don't know. This is weird. Third hatch incoming. Yeah, like he's set up for a third hatchery, but like I don't know if he I don't know. I mean, if we see a cannon rush, you obviously can't get a third hatchery, but that probe is going to die to drones, so there's no cannon rush. The hatchery finishes. There's no gateway. So, I mean, we might just see 3 hatch lings. Because this is a big... Lings can run behind there if you don't block it. Yeah, I'm aware of that. I guess that's... I didn't realize how wide open that choke was, basically. Let me see if I can pull up the map here. Where'd the map go? This is right of the Valkyries. Let's take a look at the map. Okay, so here's the map. So yeah, this is the one with the minerals on the other side. I guess even with the minerals blocking that side, there's a big choke point here. You really can't defend that as Protoss, can you, with this kind of an expansion build? So I guess we're probably, I mean, like I said, we got 2 minutes left in the game, basically. We're probably gonna see Protoss trying to fast expand on a map where you can't build a wall and dying. Oh, the cannon doesn't reach the spot where the drones can mine it out. He mines it out. The Zerglings are just gonna run in the back. That's it. That's it. The cannon didn't attack the spot where the minerals could be mined. He mined it out with 2 drones. The Zerglings get into the main. Oh my god. He has a cannon building in the main at least. That was a good move, but like Zerglings. There's the GG. That's gotta be frustrating though. That has gotta be frustrating for Huni. Like, that wasn't actually that bad. That was a solid attempt by him. He didn't cheese. You know, he didn't cheese. If you're outmatched 10, you know it. Play standard. But die because the map is against you. There's just too big of an opening for him to cover. He couldn't cover the back way around the minerals and the wide opening and the mine out back door with the minerals at the same time. So he just like couldn't defend everywhere basically. So Donkey Sony. Hey, we got Sony in the chat right now. What is this? Oh, this is a VOD. Okay, never mind. I thought it was like a live stream or something like that. I like Donkey. He's fun to watch. All right, well. All right, so Gorosh takes a quick game. Already gets ahead. All right, this next VOD is 20 minutes. So we're in for a real game this time. This is going to be Iris versus Jeju. Nice TVZ. I think these guys are about evenly matched as well. So this should be fun. This should be an exciting game. Cuz neither of them are the best, but they're both pretty high tier. So I think they're going to be a pretty good match against each other. Mr. Darcy is here. It reminds me of how, like, Stephen Colbert, he's like, according to the New York Times, Mr. Darcy is here in chat. Anyway, that was just... Anyway. Iris versus Jeju. Like I said, I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good. Iris, I mean, obviously Iris, you know, he eventually, in a couple years from now as well. So it's kind of funny, actually, that we have GG Play and Iris. I think this is both of their first OSL. GG Play might have been in a previous one. I'm not sure. But I think this is their first OSL. And this is, like, beforehand. And then they end up meeting in an OSL finals later on, like in a couple years, 2 years from now. Yeah, I like that juxtaposition though. It's both players fast expanding, but it's a 6-minute game, a 6-minute VOD. Actually, like a 5-minute game. It's not very intuitive. I am hungry. I'm gonna have a protein bar. I want to try it. Hopefully it's not going to be too crackly when I open. I'll open the wrapper below the table so it doesn't crackle in the microphone very much. So again, for those first 2 games, one of the players chose the other one, right? So Gurush actually chose Huni. He chose Huni to play first, to be in his group. Huni chose Iris, I believe. Let me double check the thread.
태민틴이란 말도 있죠. 예.
일단 그 변형태 선수와 변현조 선수 두 선수는 어깨인넷에서 처음 맞붙는 것이고.
Yeah, Huni chose Iris, and then Iris chose Jeju. So now at that point, Iris had to choose between Jeju and Goodfriend. So Jeju was definitely the better person to choose there because Goodfriend is pretty strong to be in your group. But sorry. Still, you know, Jeju's in this group because of Iris. It's a little more important with, you know, if Huni had beaten Go Rush. It's always very interesting when you have players pick a player to be in their group and then that player beats them. Like in the previous OSL with Boxer and Uve, it happened a lot. In the group stages, everyone, like, it seemed like everyone who picked someone got beaten by the person they picked. Especially the seeds. Anyway. This is Luna. Luna is the map. Oh, that's right. This is... Luna is the one where there's kind of like... It's the what we called the flanking map earlier, right? You have a choke coming out of your expansion, but there's this side as well. So it's fine. You have a pretty decent choke for your natural with the ramp and stuff. It's an okay choke, but once you get a third, you become really vulnerable, I think, on this map. Although, there is a bridge leading into the third, and the bridges are pretty easy to hold. Anyway, 2 barracks play as per 2005. Just checking my stuff on the side, make sure everything's running smoothly still. Almost done, sorry. Oh! We got a expansion. Iris is expanding in TVZ. Crazy. Sup, Moltrap? By the way, I think PayPal shows your real name. If you're wondering how that last stream, that one guy on YouTube knew your name. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'm aware of that. I'm aware of that. There's kind of no way to avoid that basically on PayPal, unless you make like a company. I could make like, you know, Moltrap LLC and put that as the name or something like that. But my name has been public. When I moved to Korea, GOM TV wanted to publish my real name, and so I was like, all right, well, I guess no more anonymity for me. So I showed my face for this first time, and I said my name for the first time, my real name for the first time when I moved to Korea. So now it's kind of... I don't usually say it very often. It's not something that's like common knowledge, but it's not like hidden information either anymore. But thanks for the heads up, though. Oh, been streaming for an hour? For some reason, it seems like it's been longer. Anyway, this is interesting that we're seeing a couple TVZs today where the Terran is expanding, which is usually yeah, my name is on Wikipedia now because of that. Exactly. It's kind of funny that if you search for my real name on Google, like I think Wikipedia is the first thing that comes up. which is funny. It might be other stuff now. Who knows? Oh, no, it's my LinkedIn. Okay. And then Wikipedia is second after that.
굉장히 좋고요. 지금은 일단 그 뮤탈리스크로 어떤 러커가 나올 수 있는 시간을 좀 벌어야 되겠죠.
Okay, cool. Anyway. Yeah, the internet's pretty weird. You can find out a lot of stuff about people on the internet. It's kind of creepy, but you know, I'm not super concerned about it because right now I don't have like, I'm not in the public eye too much, so I don't have very many haters that are gonna be taking advantage of anything. But it's interesting because actually a lot of people, like casters and stuff, in the last several years have actually moved towards using their real name as their brand instead of having their ID. I think it might be a move towards like trying to seem more professional. I'm not sure, but like a lot of casters and hosts and stuff like that have now been going by like, you know, Bob Moletrap Dole, you know, or something like that. So they emphasize their real name more, which, you know, it makes them seem more serious for sure. If they're going to be trying to, you know, get other jobs outside of esports, for example, doing hosting on other kinds of shows, or they just want to be a presenter in general. They shift their esports presenting into a general presenting career, then like having their real name seems more professional. So that makes a lot of sense. I mute my mic for a sec to blow my nose. Because you guys probably don't want to hear that. Oh, he loses some mutas. That's not good. I guess it actually didn't notice if he lost a muta, but he got some free damage there, basically. So this is like the opposite of that other game, where the last TVZ with July Zerg, where it was just all in versus all in, and you know all this stuff. Where instead this is like seems like a more 2007, 8, 9 type game where they're actually macroing, expanding, getting tech. You know, we got the lurkers. This is the normal stuff. Mutalists to buy time for the lurkers. Lurkers to buy time for the hive tech. Hive tech to buy time for the economy to rampage the map. You know, very typical modern Zerg playstyle. Terran players getting their tech as well. Early expansion. You know, mass marines and tanks probably going to get vessels soon. I think that would be the one thing that would make this more like a modern modern looking Terran build as well. Vessels instead of tanks. What's called SK style, or SK Terran, rather. That's a lot of lurkers, though, actually. That is a lot of lurkers. But he doesn't have a lot to protect them. Oh, he lost a lot of lurkers there. Those lurkers, I mean, that was enough lurkers to slaughter that army in the right conditions, but that was not the right conditions. And now look at this. Oh, look at this. He's running his units to the right. He's like the mama bird, right? The mama bird who, I don't know if you guys know that birds do that. If birds have a threat, what they'll do is they'll fake like they're injured, and they'll fly away from their nest, so that the predator will see it and follow them away from the nest, so they're not anywhere near attacking the offspring, right, the babies. And so he's actually saying, oh, my lurkers, they're so vulnerable right now. I'm going to run them down into the right, away from his natural. He's baiting him away from the natural to buy more time for the defilers. Very, very clever, actually. Because he was heading back. Oh, I guess my camera's reversed, maybe. I don't know. Which corner is it? This corner. So he was heading down. I'll just show on the minimap. Okay, I'll use my mouse. He was heading down here towards his natural. And they realized, wait, I don't want to lead him to my natural. He shifted and started heading over this way instead. And bought himself more time, which is what he needed. Now, did he get himself enough time for Dark Swarm? Yes, he did. Okay. Now, obviously the tanks can still hit things under Dark Swarm, but he can buy time now with the Dark Swarm and put, you know, lurkers underneath. He can push out and try and push those Marines back away from the tanks. But instead he's going for a counterattack. Oh, where's the swarm? There's the swarm. This is actually a really strong counterattack. If he can get... Oh, that one lurker I think is out of the swarm. Not sure. Man, he's going to kill everything now. Those are beautiful Dark Swarms. He's actually stimming in. He's got fire bats to kill the lings, though. Oh, man. That is so cool. 5 fire bats, I think? To deal with the Dark Swarm? Instead of just waiting for it to go away, he's like, I'll just kill everything under the Dark Swarm with my fire bats. Now, I don't think that... I think the fire bats are all gone, though. So now he's kind of screwed. Yeah, the lurkers underneath the swarm. Fire bats are so cool. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting we don't see them used more, actually, because they're so strong. We see them against... In 2005, 4 and 5, we've seen a lot of Terrans using fire bats when there's mass Zerglings. I almost never see fire bats. If we do, it's like 2. You know, like 2 fire bats mixed in or something like that, and the rest are Marines. But you don't see a lot of fire bats these days. Because they have more hit points also, right? Love it when they're small area and Zerglings go in 1 to 2 max at them. Yeah. Yeah, you really need to have the Zerglings be really organized to surround the fire bats. But even then, if you got 3 fire bats and a couple medics, even surrounding them won't really work with Zerglings. But yeah, I think fire bats are more hit points than Marines too, right? So like they're strong just for soaking up damage also. And now he's got 5 vessels. Iris is playing so strong right here. Although Jeju is too. You know, I kind of was like, oh, they're not the best, but these are still like really high tier players actually. Jeju, you know, he was the next level down. You got July Zerg and Go Rush and maybe Yellow in the top tier, and then below that tier is Jeju. Like Jeju is still one of the like better Zerg players. I don't know how that Survivor survived somehow. I guess the Marines didn't target it, but yeah, fire bats are cool. Fire bats are heroes, you might say. I'm just referring to Firebat Hero, the player. And then there was Firebat, who was the Hearthstone player, who had just named himself Firebat. Who I think became a caster later? I think Firebat, he won the very first Hearthstone tournament, if I remember correctly, right? Crazy times, the early days of Hearthstone. Oh, ouch. That was not the best played attack against those lurkers. Running in without scan, then scanning, and then not attacking, just running them out as well. He didn't lose as much as he probably could have or should have, but still. We got Ultralisks in the mix now. Now he lost the third base though, so like I feel like Irish just has control of this game at this point. Like without the third base, without keeping that third base and the third gas, he can't really afford to actually keep making these high-tech units. Like he can't actually make Ultralisks right now. And yeah, Irish is barreling down his front door anyway, so that is going to be probably the end pretty soon. If he had a Nidus from that third, he could pop out a couple Ultras. Oh, well, that's a lot of vessels killed, but Iris is an underrated player. Iris, Savior, Iris, GG Play, and some other games. Even TVT, he's very good. Fair enough. Fair enough. I might be underrating him. He's definitely someone who was strong. But other than that one finals, I think he only got to the finals once, and he would never really got super far in tournaments ever. But he was always very strong. Definitely one of the... Again, he was the same thing as Jeju. Like, you know, you had your Flash and your Fantasy at top tier of Terrans, and then he was like the next tier. Protoss and unique Zergs get to him. Interesting. I don't know. I haven't paid enough attention to Iris to know. Look at Jeju's Sai. He's like, I don't know why he's still in the game, honestly. People GG'd really late back in these days. Like, I think if this was 2008 or 2020, I think he would have GG'd already. Like, this would be done. But people stay in the game a really long time after they're clearly dead in 2005. Like, what are you going to do? The Terran has a billion science vessels, complete map control, and you've got one base that's mined out. Alright, there's the GG. Savior isn't exactly a macro Zerg. Micro more like? Really? Savior? I mean, I don't know Savior's style that well, but the games that I casted for him last week, he was all macro. He won versus Protoss just by sheer macro, just by getting a ton of bases, basically. And he had good micro too, but I don't know. I wouldn't say he's not. I don't know, but like I said, I never followed Savior that much, so I have a very small sample size that I'm basing my opinion of his playstyle off of. All right, so anyways, so we got Iris has won a game and Go Rush has won a game. Bodes well for both of them. And now the next game is Iris versus Go Rush. So this is gonna be the true test. This is gonna be the true test of Iris. You know, he beat Jeju, who's very solid, obviously very skilled. But can he beat Go Rush, who is possibly the best Zerg? Definitely one of the best, like, top 2 Zergs. Savior was very aggressive in 2005 when he entered the scene, and then he became the bourgeois of game management. Okay. Yeah, I know. I haven't watched any Savior games from 2005 actually, so I don't know what he was like when he first started. That'll be interesting to see, because we're starting to watch more games in 2005. I don't think he's in this. He's not in this OSL. Is he? No, I don't think he is. Right? Hey, Iris versus Go Rush is gonna be sick though. This is gonna be good. Let me see here. No, this is Stork's first OSL, but Savior's not in this one. Although actually Savior, he never really did much in the OSL. He was always an MSL player. Like I think all of his wins but one. I think he won like four MSLs and an OSL. So he was like always the MSL champion, but it didn't really do as well in the OSL. The best 2 plays in StarCraft Brood War Pro games is, I love when Dark Archon feedbacks a Defiler. Yeah, or when a Defiler plagues 9 or more science vessels and a single meteor gets... that is always so beautiful to see. That is always so beautiful to see. Yeah, when they're all plagued and they're all just running around, the one meteor goes in and just pops them with the glaive and everything. Oh, that's the good stuff. Mwah, juicy. And it's funny because I feel like you see that sometimes in, you know, the middle... we see that a lot, right? And it's like, just repair your vessels, bro. Just, you know, send half of them back, put 4 SCVs on it, shift right click them all. It's something that we see nowadays. Like I see Artosis on his stream, he repairs his science vessels, right? But back in the Kespa era, the late Kespa era, they never freaking repaired them. Because they were just thinking, okay, well, if they're getting repaired, this is my theory. I think the thinking was, if they're getting repaired, they're not out on the map, they're not irradiating, they're not doing anything, and programmers think, if I play perfectly, I won't need to repair them, because I'll always protect them, and they won't need to be repaired. If I play perfectly. And ideally, as a programmer, you want to be playing perfectly, and utilizing your perfect play to gain small advantages, right? You build one less bunker, yeah, sure, you're not as safe. But if you can play perfectly, you can get away without that bunker. And then you get that 100 mils towards something else, right? So that's like the mindset of the programming play. And so I think that's the idea, is like, they never repaired them because it was like, well, if I just play perfectly and I protect them, they won't need to be repaired, and it won't matter their one hit point, right? Oh, what? Hold up. Hold up. Iris is pulling the boys. He's pulling the boys, ladies and gentlemen. He's going in with, not all of them, but he's got like 6 SCVs, I think. He's building a bunker, and this is a difficult choke point to defend as the Zerg player. Where are those SCVs going? Are the SCVs going into the main? What is going on here? Okay, now he's bringing him back out. Is he just going to send him home? To mine again? He's like, alright, I got the natural canceled. Time to leave. Yeah, they are. You can see on the minimap. They're actually just going home. They're just going back to the... He ran them all the way across the map to GG Play's base. Oh, no, they're still there. They're still there. He's gonna glitch them through? He knows... Oh, my gosh. He knows that GG Play. He knows that Go Rush has that base behind there, or could get that base behind there. So he's actually going to sit... He's glitched through 2 of his SCVs. Now, some of them did go back home to mine, but he's actually glitched through a couple SCVs to go in here and attack the new base. Oh, the Zerglings were on hold command, and a couple of them died. Ugh. Wow. This is really interesting. This is really weird. Now, the thing is like, the SCVs, I don't think are actually going to do anything, because then as soon as the hatchery finishes, he can build a couple Zerglings, and they'll be able to fight the SCVs. So he'll still be able to save that base. So it was kind of like a cool move to send the SCVs in there, but like, I don't think it's going to actually kill the hatchery. If he could get a Marine in there, and there is a way to glitch Marines through minerals, but he didn't decide to do that. So, I don't know. Like, if you put the Marine on the minerals, and then you have it mine, and then you hit stop on the SCV, I think it'll glitch through the, it can glitch through the Marine. So he's attacking the hatchery with these 2 SCVs, but the Zerglings pop out, and that's all she wrote. What a weird game. Dark Archons are sick, though. It's always fun when you got Dark Archons in the mix. Is he actually just gonna glitch it? He was trying to glitch the SCV back through to save it. That's really funny. It might have been smart for him to actually send the SCV back and run it around like a scouting SCV, basically, to see what's going on and see if he put any tech at that expansion, because that would be a good place to put some tech. This is so weird. So he's still got this containment with the bunker at the high ground. And this is why I've said it so many times in casting this game, but this is why you see players usually go for a fast, sort of aggressive type of build. Pool first, or double barracks, because they don't want to get caught and contained. Because if you have containment on the high ground, it's so hard. Especially as the Zerg player, if you get contained on the high ground, and I was just gonna say it, if you get tanks shelling you from the high ground, you're kind of screwed. Now he's getting his spires almost finished, and there's like no turrets. Does he even have an engineering bay? Is he just about to die because he doesn't have an engineering bay and he doesn't have any turrets? He doesn't have an engineering bay. He's just started to build it, but it's going to be late. The mutalisks are going to be out before the engineering bay is even completed. Let's build a supply depot. I don't know, it's interesting. I was just thinking, like, the supply depot actually blocks you from repairing your comsat, but the comsat isn't that crucial right now. Air units just love to run away, but if you get them and kill them with storms... Yeah. Oh, Raiders see Maelstrom. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Maelstrom is such a good spell, actually. It's such a good spell. But Darkons are really expensive. I can see why people don't make them, but I think that they do have a solid use. They're actually used more and more in like recent years. 2010, you'd almost never see them. 2003, you'd see them. 2010, you don't. 2020, you do again. In fact, they're kind of become normal. They've become meta in 2020, actually. Because you can Maelstrom, because exactly what you're saying. Like, if you Maelstrom a group of Mutalisks, they're just gone. He's getting some good harassment in here, and this is what happens if you don't have turrets in time. He's had to bring his entire containment force of Medic Marines back home to try and defend. So this is also not... Again, Iris playing aggressively, and it's just not working out for him against the Zerg player. But yeah, there's not much sicker than a group of Mutalisks flying in and getting Maelstromed and then stormed. That's just some... That's delicious stuff right there. Thank you for the follow, Zephyrus. Zephyrus? Zephyras? This guy. What is your opinion of Iris Diggity? Your new toilet arrived cracked. What? That's shitty. I should have leaned into the mic. It would have been more effective if I looked in the camera, right? The top part that holds the water. I mean, all the parts are pretty important. But Grid A, welcome, sir or madam. Yes, I am back. Been back for almost a year actually, but I'm not surprised. I was gone for so long. I'm not surprised at all that people just never checked for me to come back. You know. So, but welcome back. And actually, you're in luck, Grid A, because Diggity has just come back to casting as well, like yesterday. Like literally yesterday. Or maybe 2 days ago or something like that. So, yeah. Old school Brood War folks are coming back now. Has Rise been doing anything lately? He's been pretty busy, but Rise has been doing stuff in general lately. Yeah, I think Dunzo is the right term for it. Well, maybe. I mean, I've said that so many times before. Oh man. That's a slaughter. What the heck? Trying to look up Rise's account right now. There we go. Alright, what's Rise been up to? He hasn't been around the last couple months. I gotta try and coax him back into it a little bit. It's impossible to miss Moltrap coming back. The sudden feed of StarCraft matches in my sub window. But see, that's the thing is most people their YouTube accounts from 10 years ago, they don't watch any, like they don't look at it anymore. Like people stop looking at their sub windows, you know, or something like that. The sub window is not nearly as big of a deal on YouTube as it used to be also. Like now it's like if you go to YouTube, the main page is like recommendations and stuff rather than your subs. So let's see here. BSL is also going on. Oh, right now? Cool. Oh, yeah, I think it's a round of, it's a group stage, right? I missed Mole Trap for 13 years. Used to watch it on the iPhone 1. Those things, I actually have a kind of an older phone, and they really seem very chonky now. The older phones, they seemed so slick when they came out, and now if you see like an old iPhone, you're like, oh my gosh, this is like a brick. It's amazing. Mole Trap, if I can get subs working, do you want to use that one on your channel? Yeah. Yeah, everyone go sub to Diggity. You probably have subs on your channel, right, Diggity? Or no? I don't know. Your account's from the same age as mine, though. But you're partnered, so you should have subs working, right? Just need to start again. I use sub window all the time to add to watch later and watch them a huge stream. I mean, I use my sub window sometimes too, but actually these days it's very rare. I used to only go to my sub window, but like now I don't. I don't know why. Partly it's because I actually, well, I mean, it's the same reason why people don't watch me as much anymore. There's a lot of Mutalisks, by the way. That is actually a lot of Mutalisks. But, I mean, it's also a lot of Marines. Okay, here's Hydralis. Does he have Lurker Tech yet? I mean, like, I actually have a bunch of old subs that I don't really want to unsub to. But I don't actually enjoy their stuff anymore, right? It's kind of like I'm over it. So, like, I can see that being why a lot of people just, like, maybe even if I am showing up in their subs, they're just like, not doing StarCraft anymore. So, like, I have some channels that I'm still subscribed to that, like, just not that interested in anymore, so I don't really need to go back and watch them. And then a lot of my sub channels stopped producing videos, and so it became less of a reason for me to check out my subs. Anyway. This is kind of starting to look like an Iris win, actually. But I mean, that's a lot of mutas. Oh, he's got a greater spire. JK, this is not over yet at all. I forgot that almost every Zerg loves to go greater spire on this map and put guardians behind the minerals, and then lose all the guardians to irradiates and wraiths, and then they lose the game. It's classic. There's the Guardians. Where's the air units? Does he not have them? He's got one vessel. If you change games, your count drops like a rock sometimes. They only want consistent viewers. Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. I stream other games sometimes on Twitch, and no one watches, which is fine. But, like, I get, like, 1 or 2 viewers ever. If I'm playing like something else on Twitch, if I'm playing StarCraft or doing this, I get, you know, a few viewers, and we get some people in chat watching and stuff like that and talking, which is it's actually cool. Even with just a few people chatting, it's totally a lot of fun to do this. But if I do something else besides StarCraft, no one watches. So it's a big deal. And like I've seen streamers that switch games. And they'll drop their regular view account will drop to like a third of what it was before. So it's kind of a big deal. Not much of a Twitch viewer, but I'll watch your YouTubes on uploads on YouTube again. No worries, man. Whatever you want. And I mean, this is on YouTube also right now. I've been dual casting. I'm not gonna dual cast. I don't think, like, if I'm just playing some random game on Twitch, I'm just gonna do it on Twitch. But if I'm doing an event like a StarCraft event or whatever, I'm doing it on YouTube as well. So I think it shows up as a VOD. I actually don't know how that works, but I think if I do a live cast like this, I think it shows up later. I don't know if it shows up on your sub screen, but it will show up on your like recommended screen a lot of the time. There's a lot of lurkers, but they are. Oh no, I was about to say they're about to die. I didn't know he had I didn't see the Defiler in the mix. How's it going, Cicero? What are we watching? This is Group C. I don't know if you can see it at the top. No, it's cut off. This is Iris versus Go Rush, which is actually a pretty crazy game. Look at that. The patrol move, Milos. That looked really funky. Okay, so yeah, now he finally gets enough vessels to irradiate all these guardians. And then that's them. So yeah, you're right. He's almost mined out his main. So yeah, this is Group C of the Ever OSL from 2005. So this is the group stage. So this is a 2005 series, but this is just group stage. And Go Rush and Iris have both won their first games in the series, in the group. So whoever wins this game is basically set to advance almost for sure. Almost for sure. So this is kind of an important game in that sense. Plague plus 1 muta, yeah. I mean, there's medics. Plague plus lurkers. Is Go Rush chewing gum? I think he was chewing gum. Dying to 188. It's so sad for their cost. Yeah, we got some Plague-oo. Oh, this is the heart of Zerg. Plague. Moving the lurkers. If the Marines are thinking about fighting, put down the Dark Swarm. Now, does he know there's mines there? Oh, the Mutalisks are back. 17 minutes into the game, Mutalisks harassed at the mineral line, and there's no turrets, so you might as well. I've changed my mind. I think GG Play's got this now, because all he has to do is just start cranking down the vice, and it's gonna just slowly grip and smush. He's got the Mutalisks on one side. He's got the Defilers with the Dark Swarm and the Lurkers on the other side. And he's just got to squeeze in on that natural expansion. Look at that Defiler. Sticking his tail. Taunting him by sitting there just the edge of the Dark Swarm. Sticking his tail out of the Dark Swarm. Look at that. I gotta go back. Sorry. This is funny. Watch this Defiler at the edge of the Dark Swarm. He runs out of the Dark Swarm. Gets attacked by Marines and just pokes his head in. Pokes his head into the Dark Swarm and becomes immune. And is just like shaking his ass at the Marines. Oh, man. Now, this is the point in time where Nada would drop 2 dropships of Medic Marines in the Zerg main and win the game somehow. But Iris is not Nada. So you GG's. Go Rush at 2-0 in the group. Go Rush is really strong, man. Diggity! What the heck, man? Thank you for the donation, sir. You didn't have to do that. Much appreciated, though, my friend. Dude, you don't have to donate to me. It's like asking your mom to subscribe to your Twitch channel, you know? Your family. All right, so next up we got maybe the least exciting game of this group. Wait, what the heck? Is this real life? This can't be real. This has to be a mistake, right? This VOD is 2 minutes long. Either this VOD is about to be glitched out, and we're gonna have to try and find another version of it, or we'll just skip this game because no one wants to watch Huni versus Jeju anyway. Or this is about to be the fastest cheese we've ever seen. It won't let me preview the VOD. Let's find out. All right, here we go. Is this a minute-and-a-half game that we're about to watch? Let's find out. This has to be a glitched VOD, right? Anyway, I do appreciate it, Diggity. Thank you very much. Take bets. There's not even enough time. Before I'm able to set up the prediction in Twitch, the game will be over. So I'm not going to try and bother. Back, the movie we watched was old, but not that good. Twister. Sorry to hear that. I think I watched Twister long ass time ago. I remember enjoying it, but yeah, not thinking it was super great or anything like that. Let the cheese flow. Goat cheese is amazing. I have some cheese in my fridge I could get, but guess what? It's actually it's almond cheese. It's nut cheese. Yeah, you heard me. I said I have nut cheese. And it's delicious. It's like it's vegan fake cheese basically. It's actually really good. Okay, yeah, it's just a glitched VOD. Oh man, okay. Oh well. I don't even this is straight out of TLPD, so I don't know where else we would find this game. But I don't really care enough to try and find it again. Let's just move on to the next one. Let me check to see who won it. Actually, let's get the next game up first. So the next one is Jeju versus Gorush, which could be interesting. All right. Where is the other page? We've got too many pages open. All right, so just to spoil it, Huni beat Jeju. So Jeju is 0-2. And now he's going up against Gorush, who's 2-0. Is there a way that Jeju can accomplish anything? So if Jeju wins this game, let's say if Jeju wins this game, then he's 1-2. I don't think there's a way, because if he's 1-2, the only way that you can get a tiebreaker with 1-2 is if someone in the group is 3-0, and that's impossible. So I think even if Jeju wins this game, he's still eliminated from the series, because if he wins this game, then the last match will be Iris versus Huni. And they're both 1-1, so whoever wins that advances. Yeah, so Jeju's out. It's just playing for pride at this point. Just playing for pride. It's okay. It'll still be a good game. Alright, I missed some chat here. Awarded #1 cheese in America, 2019 Grand Champion U.S. Cheese Championship. What are you talking about? Goat cheese? Oh, babyswiss.com/Gusisburg cheese. All right. Is it made of four-pool? Interesting. 2 4-pound wheels and you're destroying. You're actually like eating entire wheels of cheese? That is ridiculous. That can't be healthy, dude. Dr. Dinger Donger. Welcome to the chat. Yes, you can suggest games to watch. I don't think I have any link filters on, so just go ahead and just post a YouTube link and be like, can we watch this next? And we'll fit it in. There's some cheese. My sister managed to get that one in Oregon. Ate 4 pounds of cheese in a month. No regrets. I guess 4 pounds in a month, like, that's a pound a week. That's only a few ounces a day. That's not very bad. That's not too bad. I'm envisioning you like with like a wheel of cheese and just eating it like a sandwich, right? Like you just got a 4 pound wheel of cheese and you're just munching on it. I don't know. You're eating toast, egg, sausage, and bacon? Oh my god. I'm hungry! I was already hungry anyway, and now I'm even more hungry. The casein in cheese acts like opiates in your brain, no joke. Oh, man. I actually have been eating, Wait, what's going on there? That's like a guy with his girlfriend or something like that. It's just this funny little interaction. He sees the camera, he like strikes a weird pose, but he's kind of awkward about it, so it's not really that great of a pose. It's funny. I actually have been eating almost entirely vegan for the last, well, I would say mostly vegan for the last 6 months, and I would say like I don't think I've eaten anything not vegan in 2 months. Oh no, that's not true because I do eat eggs actually, certain kinds of eggs. Jelizerk versus Huashen from 2006 OSL. That sounds like it'll be a fun game. You're doing vegetarian as an experiment? Interesting. What's the experiment? Just to see if you like it? See if you feel healthier? There's a book, How Not to Die. So I've been trying to do vegan stuff for a couple reasons. I've actually been eating way more plants for like a couple years. Actually like 3 years now I've been eating a lot of plants. Because it's just healthier, but like any studies that you see about like the places in the world, they're called blue zones. The places in the world where people live to be over 100 years old, like statistically way more often. If you analyze the diets of those people, it's all plants and beans. I mean, beans are a plant, but it's like, you know, veggies and beans mostly, basically, and like a little bit of fish, like a little bit of meat, but mostly that. And so, like, I'm like, all right, well, I would like to live a long time, so let's go with that kind of thing. So, and it took some getting used to, but what is going on with that base placement? That is weird. He's like placing a hatchery like kind of in a spot behind the base. Is he trying to hide it? Is he trying to hide another gas? Look at that. It's like he's trying to hide that gas. So try and sneak a third gas in a spot where it's not going to get attacked. So he's like, I don't need the minerals. I just need the gas. And so I'm going to sneak it in a different spot and play defensive. This is really, really interesting. That's really weird. Japan messes that up due to misreporting. It's not just Japan, though. It's, there's all the blue zones, like in Sicily, and there's actually a blue zone in Southern California. Like, most of them have that in common, that they have this a similar kind of diet. And it's actually not all over Japan. It's just in, like, Okinawa, where they count as that. All right, we got 2 games lined up. We got July versus Huashen, and then we'll watch Fantasy versus Soul Key. This is really interesting, though. Okay, take some damage to the Scourge. I mean, this is ZVZ, so of course he doesn't need the extra minerals. Like, I kind of forgot about that, but Fat people die sooner. That's true as well. I mean, statistically speaking. Yeah, and so that's actually part of why also is because I have been trying to lose weight the last few years. And so just like eating healthier in general has been... And I used to eat super healthy. Like I ate some meat before, but it was all lean chicken and like not much, almost no red meat or bacon or anything like that. No, you know, no offense or anything like that, but like bacon has been proven to increase your risk of heart disease by 20 or 30% if you eat it regularly. So like, you know, so when I was eating meat, I ate just mostly, almost entirely just like chicken or turkey, stuff that was pretty healthy. But I don't know, I've just kind of been cutting that out lately. Anyway, I'm not going to rant about it too much, but the other reason I've been mostly vegan lately is kind of ethical stuff, just based around the practices of factory farmed meat. Just stuff like that. It's just, if you learn about it, it's pretty messed up how the animals are treated, and I'm just like trying not to support that. So I'm not going to be too preachy about it though. Intermittent fasting has promising reports. I actually am intermittent fasting right now. But it's mostly just for weight loss stuff. But I've looked it up, and I don't think there's any evidence that intermittent fasting actually increases longevity, unless it's like long-term fasting. Like if you're actually like super fasting with like, you know, less than 500 calories a day for months kind of a thing or something like that. Or no, maybe not months, but like for a long period of time, like that kind of stuff can work, but then you just don't feel very good. Like I think I read a blog post about some guy that did that just to like try it out, and he was just like, I didn't like my life. Like I was just hungry all the time and weak from lack of calories. And, like, I didn't enjoy my life, so, like, it wasn't really worth living longer if my life sucked. So, all right, so the Overlord has scouted the hidden gas, by the way. I actually don't even know who is whom. Okay, so Jeju is the bottom left Zerg, actually, and that we can see because it's first-person view. So, did we just, at the end, did we see him target that top right hidden gas with Zerglings? We might have. They're both trying to get... He's trying to get another expansion, too. This is kind of crazy. The problem with studies on human longevity are the time scales involved. It works on all animals we tried it on, though. Yeah, again, like, the longevity thing, it's hard to test that. But when we force animals to be starving, like... Does he have slow Zerglings? Jeju has slow Zerglings. That's really interesting. He's going to get that sunken. He's going to be able to kill this base unless the mutas are headed. Where are the mutas? He's going to get every single drone. He didn't run the drones away. Okay, now he did. So, Gorosh actually losing some significant stuff up here at this hidden gas base. That was cool. I mean, yeah, like, I did see it in the first-person view. Jeju spotted that expansion. He sent a bunch of Zerglings up there right away, but he doesn't have fast Zerglings. He still has non-speed upgrade Zerglings. That's really interesting. He saved every single drippity drop of gas for Mutalisks. Yeah, one more. Exactly, Cicero. One more muta, right? No speed is one more muta. Anyway, but yeah, I wouldn't want to be one of those animals that was forced to, like, starve all the time to see if it made me live longer. And I wouldn't want to be a chicken in a factory egg farm either. Can't do fasting. My body makes me mad. Yeah, oh my god, look at that massive battle Scourge coming in from both sides. This is the battle, I think. If Jeju wins this, I think he wins the game. Yeah, I think he's going to win it. He's going to win it. He's already killed that second gas base. Now he can start killing drones. That was just so many Scourge. Okay, actually, wait, Gorosh has more mutas. He's got Scourge. Oh, he stands still. He takes the Scourge hits. Scourge on Scourge. Oh, this is crazy. All right, this is ZVZ, ladies and gentlemen. This is ZVZ. He's got a couple drones sitting around with gas. They could be running back with that gas right now. Yeah, some people, I don't get hangry. Some people, if they're hungry, they get really upset and it messes with their mood and whatever. I actually don't get that. I'm fine in general without food. So like, that makes it easier for me to do fasting. But I kind of had to work into it a little bit. Like, and you know, I don't do like days long fasting. I just do intermittent, like I'll do a fast for 16 hours or something like that. 16, 18 hours. But you kind of have to work up to it as well. But I do have to be careful because, yeah, like if I am trying to exercise or something like that and I haven't eaten enough, it'll mess me up. Mess me up for sure. I'll get headaches and I'll feel like crap. So it's kind of like a balance. I don't go too hardcore on it. Back then, one more meter was more important than fastlings because of the slower pace and less harass style. It's good thinking. Diggity says confirmed. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, he's running away. I like those overlords chilling there. When it gets to late game ZVZ, overlords can actually make a big difference in battles. So, I don't know if they're there for that reason or not. Oh my god, that's a lot of Scourge. But yeah, Turkey Diggity is confirmed. I've seen Moltrap eat nothing and never sleep and still somehow function. Now that was probably 5 years ago or something like that. 10 years ago. I'm not quite as good at that as I used to be. I've gotten old, but I can still go pretty well without food and sleep. But I'm not as immune to it as I used to be, for sure. When I dieted, it took me 2.5 years to be thin because I cheat a lot. The first 3 months was insane. So hard not to eat as much as usual. Yeah, exactly, but you get used to it, right? The counterattack, though, I don't think it's going to accomplish much. Nope. Zerglings are popping out. Drones are attacking the lings. The Sunken isn't even going to die. It was a good idea. It was a good idea, but that Sunken colony was clutch. That Sunken colony saved... You know, sometimes players don't want to build a Sunken because they're taking away a drone. But that Sunken colony saved, like, 5 drones that would have died before the reinforcements cleaned up the lings. So it's smart. But you kind of have to... Yeah, you have to... once you get used to it, it becomes easier to, like, kind of change your eating and stuff like that. And now, actually, so many years ago, I decided to, like, cut out certain things like soda. And I actually drink a little soda now. But, like, if you cut out sugar, for example, if you don't have much sugar in your diet, then your body changes. And now, if I have something that's really sugary or, like, really salty, like, I cut out things with a lot of salt also, just kind of by coincidence. And if you cut... Oh, those beetles are like, oh, free overlords. Oh, crap! Run away! So if you don't eat much with sugar in it, then when you do eat something with sugar, it tastes like crap. You're like, oh my god, this is so... Ugh, so, like, I can't eat, like, a Hershey's bar, like a milk chocolate bar. It just tastes nasty to me. Not like nasty, like bad, but just like, it's just like too saccharine. And, oh, is he going to cancel that? Is he going to save it? He's going to save it, actually. He doesn't have to cancel it. That's kind of crazy. But now if I eat something really sugary, it's just like, it just doesn't taste, I don't like it. Which is good. It means candy is terrible, so it's helpful for losing weight. Yeah, he could have forced the hatchery instead of turning around and trying to fight Zerglings. 100%. Oh, now he's going to get that Sunken. But the mutas are like, nope. Nope. Sorry. 3 dozen Mutalisks is better than 10 Zerglings. But he's like, oh, your mutas are in the main? I'm going to attack your natural. Oh, no. Oh, if he doesn't bring in like 20 Scourge right now. There's the 20 Scourge! Oh, my God! It's too late, though. He needed that 20 scourge at the beginning of the battle. Oh, no. Actually, it turns out he needed 40 scourge, not just 20. I was like, if he doesn't bring in a ton of scourge, he's dead. And then he did. I was like, that's a lot of scourge, but it just still wasn't enough. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, this is over. Jeju's gonna win it, looks like. Which, does that mean Jeju advances? Or is... No, Jeju's 0 Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is the Pride game. So Jeju... I'm sorry, yeah, I was thinking of something else. So Gorush still is gonna be able to advance. But losing this game... I mean, winning this game is good for Jeju. It's nice that he gets to... you know, have some pride that he at least won one game in his group. He didn't just go 0-3. Leave the game, though, buddy. You're dead. You got 24 Mutalisks in your main killing all of your drones. Again, very late GGs in this time period, it looks like. It seems to be more normal for players to really just stay in it way too long. Oh, well. Anyway, what did I miss in the chat here? Hits. Yes, I need to get back into high-intensity interval training. I've been running a little bit lately, actually, but, like, I knew that I was out of shape enough that if I did hit, then it would kill me. It would, like, really knock me out, so I want to try and get a little bit of endurance back first, so... Hit is very good for fitness in general. Yeah, ZVZ back then seems so outdated now. That is very true, Dr. Dinger Donger. All right, so good for Jeju. You know, he won a game. Good for him. All right, so the last game. Oh, no, before we watch the last game, we got 2 requests to watch. Let's see here. So we got first was July versus Huashin. And then we'll watch Fantasy vs. Sulky after this. This is from ODT from 2006. ODT is the duel tournament, which is like the pre-group stage for the OSL. It's like the round of 24, basically. Julyzer versus Huashin. This is going to be very interesting. Julyzer in 2006 was not like in the best shape, but he was still very competitive. Huashin, I think Huashin started really being successful in 2005, 2006. Maybe 2006. I'm not sure when his first OSL appearance was. Careful with the running. I hurt my knees doing too much of it. Yeah. Yeah, I keep an eye on it. My knees seem to do okay with running. I've done a lot of running in the past, and I've never had issues with my knees. I know a lot of people do have issues with their knees, but I haven't, luckily. But I usually run on, I've done a lot of running on the treadmill, but if I can run on a track or something that's a little bit easier on the legs, I do that for sure. Well, actually, if I can, I do it on a treadmill. I don't have access to a treadmill right now, but I'm kind of a, I don't know, lazy runner? A bored runner? I get bored easily when I'm running, so I like to run on a treadmill so I can put something on like Netflix or some sort of video up and like watch TV while I'm running, basically. That makes it easier for me to run longer because I get zoned out on the TV and I don't notice that I'm running longer. Let me look up Huashin. See when his first, when he kind of really came out. Washin has never been to a Star League finals. Apparently his record versus Zerg was pretty good career, though. Nicknamed the Red Sniper. Wonder why I got that nickname. He's pretty young. He's actually pretty young. He was born in 1988. I guess he's what, like, I guess he's 18 at this point in time. That's not super young, but... Alright, let's look at his games record. Looks like he started playing... Oh, he started playing in 2004. Yeah, he was in the Pro League as early as 2004, Washington was. I did not realize that. I didn't know he was that old school. I thought of him as like a 2006 player. Let's see when his first Star League appearance was, though. Pro League, Pro League, Pro League. He was in this. He was in the MSL like Survivor tournament in 2005, which doesn't mean the actual MSL. Same, 2006 Survivor tournament. So I think this is his first Star League. Like his first actual OSL. Well, it's still the dual tournament, so I don't know if it counts. But yeah, he just never got far. He just never got far in the individual tournaments ever, really, did he? Looks like the 2006-07 GOM TV MSL, he got a little bit far. Oh yeah, he got decently far in that one, didn't he? So I think he's been to a quarterfinals, maybe a semifinal. Oh, that's right. He lost in the semifinal to Savior, and then Savior went on to play against Bisu. Okay, so I think that was probably the farthest he got was the semifinals. Yeah. Interesting. Anyway, 2 barracks play. This is what, 2006, right? Yeah, late 2006. So it's almost 2007. So definitely, I think a different meta than the games that we've been watching today in the 2005. Don't worry, I'm not sick or anything. I just have this weird sinus issues / allergies. Bisu had Washin's number. Did he play Bisu in another semifinals? Oh, was that the Oh, that's right. In the following MSL, didn't he play Bisu in the quarterfinals or something like that? The one that the one after Bisu vs Savior, I think. I don't remember. It's a long time ago. Been on for over 2 hours now. I think we'll probably, this is a little dangerous, actually. Pushing in here. Washington's like, JK, going home. He beat Washington in important games over the course of a few months. Okay, I believe it. That seems familiar to me. That, like, makes sense in the rusty old parts of my mind. We'll probably watch these 2 request games, and then we'll watch the last game of the group, and then I'll probably call it an evening. Get some dinner, get some other stuff going on. Decalcifying your kettle must be the best feeling ever. Only bested by a high Templar storm drop that clears out the mineral line. What? Decalcifying your kettle? Oh, that's funny. Like I kind of know what that means too. Actually, like if you have like a water kettle, need a quote wall. I think there's a way to set that up in Stream Elements to save quotes, but I don't know how. Yeah, clearing the mineral buildup, right? It builds up over time as you just boil water away, right? Yeah. How do you decalcify a kettle? All right, I'm gonna look at Stream Elements right now. I'll on the side, but I'm gonna be a little bit. I don't want to pay attention to this game because something amazing is gonna happen very soon. I can feel it. So far, it's been pretty normal. That early push looked a little scary. All right, so let's see. Bot commands. Let's see if there's like an add quote command that I can add really easily. Like there should be a quote command, right? All right, hold on a second. Let's watch this Multistreamed micro. Oh, before the turrets are up. Oh, these Multistreamed are gonna get so much done. The turrets aren't up in time. He kills the SCVs building the turrets. He just gets behind the mineral line and just starts wrecking SCVs. Is he just gonna win with Multistreamed Harass right now? This is disgusting. Look at this. Oh my god, he's picking him apart with these mutas. Where are your units, buddy? He's gonna kill every Marine and every SCV. This is the power of clumping. Multistreamed clumping, by the way. He killed every SCV in the main. Now he's losing some mutas. That's crazy, though. All right, let's see. Where's the commands? There doesn't seem to be a command for quotes. I'll have to figure it out later. It's something I'm going to have to like figure out how the Stream Elements bot command system works so that I can add quotes. Shark was the first to stack. Okay. I remember hearing that it was Jelizerg that was like, he didn't invent it, but he was the one that perfected it or really made it popular or something like that. Remember I tried to emulate this micro every day in 2006 and watched this video 50 times. Wow. That's cool. That's like when you watch a movie a bunch of times and you know exactly what's going to happen. Oh my god. Oh, the muta surround with the lings. Disgusting. This is so Jelizerg. Such Jelizerg play right here. Shark, the same team discovered it. Okay, cool. Good to know. Shark was an aggressive player too, wasn't he? Oh man, look at this. It's just too many mutas. GG. But look at this moment though. Where's the moment? Here we go. The mutas come out. And they're coming in. And watch this timing. Watch this timing. He sees the Marines. He hits a couple of them. But look at this. The turrets aren't finished. Boom. Kills the one making the turret. Kills the one making the other turret. Dives into the main. It's all about timing, guys. It's all about timing. If this attack happens 10 seconds later, 15 seconds later, the turrets are up. The Marines can support the turrets. And I actually think still Jelizerg still probably just runs past the turrets and gets behind here. But I don't know where the Marines are. The Marines are just coming in piecemeal with no medics and just dying. So it's just not the best control either. But man, Jelizerg just sits behind that mineral line. There's this big wall And he can't get at him and properly attack the Mulus with this big wall of buildings and minerals and stuff. So he's just like, I'm going to sit behind these minerals, dance around, kill everything one by one. Disgusting. Disgusting. That's a good game. That is a good, really good example of Jelizerg. That's just watching Jelizerg do his thing, man. All right, let's see. And the other request we had was Fantasy versus Soulkey. It's the ZVT day today. Oh my gosh. We might not be able to watch another game after this if this is a 49-minute VOD. Let's skip get into the game. Actually, if you don't mind, because I'm going to want to have to eat dinner at some point. I'm going to skip like a couple minutes in past the initial builds. Save a few minutes here. Okay, wait. They're just really excited about spawning pool, so I'm going to skip back, see what the context is. Is it just that it's pool first? Oh, does he have a proxy racks? It's not a proxy racks, just a forward barracks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It was like a 10 pool or something, or 9 pool? I think it was a 9 pool, or an over pool. Yeah, it was an over pool. Okay. Who still has decent muta micro these days? Seems like everyone's a bit sloppy from time to time. I mean, yeah, Queen and Larva are basically perfect. I haven't watched Sock much lately. This is the game when people said he had introduced it. Oh, that was the game. Oh, that was the game. Oh, snap. I actually didn't read that properly, and so I didn't actually realize it. Now I realize it. Oh, okay, cool. Thanks for sharing that. That is cool that was like the first one. That like no wonder he couldn't deal with it, right? That is really interesting. I kind of wish it hadn't been in the ODT. Like, what if it would have been maybe even cooler if he introduced it in a more high stakes game. But no wonder Huashan like couldn't deal with that at all. He just like didn't know how to deal with it. That's amazing. Yellow, Savior, and Go Rush all did things early on in the game that were later on implemented hard. Jaedong first showed the patrol Scourge snipe. Oh. I didn't realize Jaedong was actually the first on that too. Very cool. Nalra with Reavers. Bisu took it to the next level. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the cool things about watching these old games is we can actually see part of the progression of these different strategies and things, right? We can see how the meta developed and how builds developed over time by kind of going back and looking at how they originally started. And yeah, I mean, you know, the early pioneers ended up getting outpaced by their subordinates. You know, Nada and Boxer and Nalra and Reach ended up being replaced by, you know, Bisu and I was going to say Savior and I was going to try and Scumbag Savior and like, you know, Go Rush, Jelizerg, and then they end up getting replaced by Jaedong, Bisu Fantasy, Stork, Zhongbi, Zero, you know? So, not replaced, but like, you know, surpassed. And then, you know, I think like it's pretty cool that like, I feel like there was a point where like Zero was surpassed himself. And then he kind of came back and brought his game up to the top level again. Yeah, Savior, I don't know. I am not a big fan of Savior just because of the match fixing stuff. His playstyle was obviously very revolutionary and very cool and part of the, like the meta, like a really important part of the meta, and like he was a dominant player for a while, but like I just can never forget the damage that he did to esports by being not just a match fixer, but a match fixing organizer. Like he was one of the people that was in charge of the match fixing and encouraged others to do it, and it really hurt the esports industry, so it's hard to forgive him for that. There was a Jaedong replay that leaked where we could see on BW chart that Jaedong used patrol command. Interesting. Interesting. And that's how people figured it out or something like that? Yeah. Yeah, you're totally right. He didn't match fix until after he was already kind of surpassed by the game and he couldn't keep up. But still, you know, he could have just become a coach or something like that, like a lot of the other players did though once they got surpassed, you know? Uve and in some ways Boxer, you know, once they were washed up, they became coaches and they were still able to use their skills and their reputation to advance the game instead of tearing it apart from the inside to make money. Now, the Zerg style from 2000, 2003, I'm not super familiar with. I've only actually watched a couple games from that era. And I can definitely, even from a couple games, I can tell it's very different. But I'm not super familiar with that style very much. But, like, I cast a game between Boxer and Yellow from, like, 2001. And, like, Yellow was going, like, mass Hydras against Medic Marines with Lurkers. And I was like, what is going on? We're all standing on the shoulders of giants. This is true. But sometimes it's both actually. The giants also stand on the shoulders of either other giants or the giants can be standing on the shoulders of medium-sized people. People that weren't necessarily great, but they developed something that could be adapted and used by those giants to you know, to make something amazing. So, you know, that's how humans evolve in general, you know, is by building on what someone else has come up with and making it better. Go Rush 2000 2003 revolutionized Defiler. Okay. I've been toying with the idea of going back and doing a casting in it, like an OSL from like 2001 or something like that. One of the really old school ones. But I feel like I'd be so lost. I'd be so lost because I just wouldn't understand what's going on and the meta of that time period. At least in 2005, it's like got shades of stuff. But I guess I've been doing 2003 and 4. But I still think 2003 is definitely like way different than 2001 from what I've seen. Go Rush was the first Zerg to win MSL. I didn't realize that. Yeah, Go Rush is a total legend for sure. I think he's a little bit underrated because he didn't go on to like he didn't actually did Go Rush play on Air Force Ace? I don't remember if he did or not. But he kind of like wasn't in the scene much in like the late Kespa era. Go Rush kind of like wasn't as big of a deal. And later he became a caster if I remember correctly. So that's cool. So he still like was able to become famous, I guess. Those Goliaths are doing a lot of damage. WCG games for 2004 and 5. Okay. Pre-2005 is barely watchable. I mean, it's like, it depends on how you look at it, you know? If you acknowledge that it was a different era, things were different back then I think it's watchable. I've been enjoying watching it. Now, I almost hate to say this, but I'll go ahead and say this. I find it really hard to watch foreign StarCraft. I find it really hard to watch foreign StarCraft because of the same thing. Like, just the meta is different. Or maybe not different, but, like, there's very few, if any, foreign Brood War players that can pull off the same level. And so, like, if you have foreigners facing against each other, it's kind of even, right? And you can have, like, a solid tournament. The BSL, you know, is very even-handed and all that stuff when it's all foreigners. But it's like, when I watch a foreigner game and they, like, just can't micro that well compared to what I would expect from a you know, if a foreign player is winning, and it's very obvious that if they were playing even a second-tier Korean or a third-tier Korean, they wouldn't be winning. It's hard for me to, like, get excited about them winning, you know? It's like watching AAA baseball. It's like, okay, well, yeah, they won the AAA baseball league, but, like, you know, it's hard for me to get excited about that. And I know some people love watching foreign StarCraft, and please continue to watch it and support it 100%. Diggity, I'm sure, is probably not happy with me saying this because he likes to support it too, but that's just, I'm just saying how I feel when I watch it. It's hard for me to watch it just because, like, I can't enjoy it when I know that there's more and better possible, you know? And right now, I don't think the foreign players are up to the same level as the Koreans in general. There have been times, obviously, when non-Koreans have been able to, I guess maybe more in StarCraft 2, the non-Koreans were able to match the Koreans. But, yeah. Foreigners in a different style of game in Korea in person. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, as obviously, especially in, like, the Kesper era, when, like, the teams were living in houses and eating and breathing and discussing StarCraft all the time with people surrounding them with players who were StarCraft players who were always talking about it and thinking about it, like, that's just a whole different situation. So I don't blame, you know, foreign StarCraft players for not having that available to them at all. Courage League was the best games to watch. B team players who couldn't compete in MSL because of Courage had to get that license. Yeah. That I actually don't know if I ever watched the Courage tournaments. Those were hard to get a hold of, the replays or VODs or anything like that. They didn't get casted usually. But can you imagine, like, that the tenacity, like, the grit in those games must have been incredible because they, like, yeah, they're playing for their careers, right? They're like, if I can win this, I can actually have a pro gaming career. I need this, you know. There's got to be a lot of heart in those games. The team usually, oh, I didn't realize that the teams had, like, golden tickets they could give to people that they wanted to. I didn't know that, huh? They're closer than I think. I'm with Diggity. We must cultivate our garden. Hopefully we can inspire high level of play from outside of Korea. I hope it happens. I hope it happens. If I'm being completely honest, I don't expect it to happen, but I hope it happens. Yeah, and I mean, if you want to, if Diggity just put out his video, his comeback video, where he was talking about a lot of those concepts and stuff. So if you want to hear his thoughts on it, definitely go watch the video he just put out a couple days ago about that. And he has a lot of plans to try and grow foreign Brood War and make it something that's lasting, like the next chess. And I 100% hope that happens. I would love for that to happen, and I will support it if I can. Greg, oh, Greg got the golden ticket? Okay, okay. I mean, yeah, they kind of had to, because, like, he was their special experiment having a foreigner there, you know? They kind of needed to make sure he was included, you know? It's like, why do they show the white people in the audience, you know? What is going on here? I mean, there's a drop, but what's the irradiance going on? Okay, he's mining up. This is a crazy drop, but the mines are there. He's irradiating the Overlord full of Hydralisks. That is a big... What is going on? There's a freaking Hydra drop going on. Mutalisks clearing out mines in the middle. Is he trying to attack with the Mutalisks at the same time and they got caught on the mines? The Mutalisks are killing all the tanks! Oh my god, he distracted the Goliaths back!
Couldn't afford to help much 10 years ago. Hope to keep cheering you on for a long time.
Oh my god. Hold on a second. Thank you so much for that. I'm going to read that in a second. But what a play. Distracting all the Goliaths back with the Hydra drop. Attacking with the Mutas to kill all the tanks. And then following with the Hydras in the middle once the tanks were mostly gone. But there were still some tanks there. He was able to kill off the Hydras in the main and get the Goliaths back to the front in time. That was an absolutely genius play by Soulkey. That was so cool. But Fantasy is just like, I got this. That was so cool. What a cool play. Nice harassing. This game is getting crazier and crazier, by the way. Anyway, let me double check this. Sorry. Why is the alert not showing up on my list? YASD. Couldn't afford to help much 10 years ago. Hope to keep cheering you on for a long time. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yeah, and like that's like no worries at all. Like, you know, if you can't afford to, then don't worry about it. But if you can, I appreciate it a lot. The good old LEET donation. 13.37. What? I was looking at chat and I turned back to the screen and there's queens on my screen. I love queens. Any game with queens is a game I want to watch. This is great. So he's made the queens. I think he's hiding them in a corner. Probably going to wait for them to get enough energy. Get the spawn Brunley's upgrade. And then we're going to hopefully see an epic moment where he's going to dive in with an attack and just pop, 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 pop a bunch of tanks. If they can pull it off. People have tried to pull this off. And if it doesn't work, and you don't pop the tanks well enough, fast enough, if you can't split your queens and micro them well enough, then it doesn't work. But if it works, it's beautiful. Wait, what's going on here? She was not a narc? Who are we talking about? Spent time in the military. Oh, they're your ex. Okay. Gonna bring 2000's playstyle back? Alright. Let's do it. Fantasy the Vulture Emperor. I'll donate. Where are we donating to? You don't have to. But there's links in the description if you want to, but don't worry about it too much. He kills 15 tanks in 5 seconds? Oh man, I'm excited. I'm like giddy. I'm waiting for this to happen now. This is gonna be amazing. Because it's so hard to pull off properly. It's so hard to pull off properly. And actually, I'm interested. I wonder if he's done a parasite. Did he just do a parasite? With that queen? Because if you can parasite to get vision, it makes it a lot easier to split your queens. Oh man, vultures harassed. He's killed so many drones with vultures. That's cool that you knew Sony, Diggity. Here we go. Queen's running in. Nope. Running back out again without doing anything. They just get irradiated. What happened? Wait, did he get anything? Did he get anything with these queens? Did he not know there's a base there? I don't think he got anything with them. Oh, man. Those are cracklings. Oh, cracklings are so fun to watch. They're so rabid. It's beautiful. All right, he's still got more queens, though. Still got more queens. I wonder if he got a parasite down somewhere that we didn't, that the commentators didn't see. And it's interesting because queens are basically, they're basically science vessels, right? A science vessel has a spell that kills a unit. Here we go. Here come the queens. 1, 2, 3. 3 broodlings. And it's great. Broodlings are great too because then, like if you broodling a tank next to other tanks, the broodlings attacks the other tanks, and then the splash damage from the other tanks kills that tank. It has just so much potential. It has so many tanks, though. He still has like 20 tanks. What the hell? That's so many tanks. He's got an Ultralisk Cavern, but like tanks are the counter to Ultralisks, so like I don't know how much good that's gonna do. But yeah, so queens are kind of like science vessels. They have a spell that kills a unit, and then they can fall back and, you know, re-get their energy and then cast the spell again. Of course, it's double the energy for the spell, but still, like, it's a very similar thought that, like, queens are kind of like the Zerg science vessels, right? So if he can use them and spawn broodlings and fall back and keep his queens alive, you know, it's much harder to keep queens alive against Goliath than it is to keep science vessels alive. But still, I heard the Korean commentators just to say parasite. Oh, that Defiler, rip Defiler. That is so many tanks. Oh, he EMP'd the queen, but the science vessel... Okay, the science vessel has a parasite on it. 2 of the science vessels have parasites on them. So he has vision of the science vessels all the time, which is great. Here's a couple broodlings. He's counterattacking. This is really dangerous. I don't know how Solki can fend this off. There's like 20 tanks sieged up outside of his base, pushing into... I don't know if that's his expansion. Did he spawn in the bottom left or the bottom right? By the way, he's going into this choke point here. Defense matrix on the vessel to protect them. Hydra's coming in, but there's so many tanks. It's just slaughter. Where's the Mutalisks? Or something. 3 Scourge is better than Vessel. That's true. You could take out vessels easily with Scourge, but when there's Goliaths, it's so hard to kill vessels. Even medic marines around, it's so hard to get anything out there to kill them. Muta budget spent on queens. I guess that's true, isn't it? So that's the thing, is like if he had mutas instead of those queens, what would be the situation right here? I think he'd probably be in better shape, to be completely honest with you. Might have been a better investment. So this is his main base. He's actually got tanks in the main. But when you've got cracklings that can counterattack, don't underestimate that. Is he just going to give up his main? It's mined out anyways. Now please, please, Soulkey, don't be like every other player ever and make the obvious mistake of forgetting to remake your tech before it dies. Please, like, rebuild your Ultralisk Cavern before your hive dies. Mutas versus tanks is like Marines versus full Carapace Ultras. Takes ages to kill with mutas. Fair enough. But if you had like a dozen of them, though, I think it would be enough. Like the amount of queens he had, he could easily have a dozen Mutalisks. And like, you know, it's taken 3 or 4 minutes for those tanks to kill off his natural and his main. And during that time, he could have killed off half the tanks. IMO. If you shift to Muto, you find the Valk response. That's true. I have seen Valkyries used against queens as well in the past. Alright, so now we got the Defilers. That's really crazy. It's almost like in this game... Oh, did a mine just kill a Defiler? Oh, that's unlucky. That is unlucky. It's almost like in this game, everything has a counter. And the counter has a counter as well. It's almost like this game is dynamic, and you have to shift based on what your opponent is doing constantly. It's a great game. Love it. And I mean, that's why this game is successful, though, is because it's not just rock, paper, scissors, you know? Oh, you made A, I make B, and I win. Like, you have to balance it perfectly, and you have to do it at the right time. That is mini tank, yes. True. True indeed. Oh, wow. Yeah, he's low on Goliaths now, so he actually lost the vessels. They're a little bit too far up front. Love it when Terran wasted an irradiate on Overlord. Sometimes the Terran's just like, I got too much energy on these vessels. That's not the case right now, though. Oh, dropping ultras on tanks. Nice. They're actually going to die very fast. Oh my god, these tanks. Are those +3 tanks? They're doing so much damage with the siege shots. Oh, he's going to lose another Defiler that he shouldn't. Oh god, Sulky's kind of falling apart here. He lost bottom left and he's just falling apart now. Like, where's the crackling counterattack on the top right bases? Still got queens. All right. Were we hoping for a miracle queen comeback? You know, there's so much potential for the queens if you can coordinate them well enough, but I just feel like Sulky hasn't quite coordinated them as well as he needed to really make them, you know, epic. I'm glad that he used them, though. I'm happy to use them. I love queens. I want them to use more. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Oh, there we go. Pops like 8 in a row. Nice. More. He's got doubles. Wow. Okay, there we go. There's the 15. There's the 15 tanks dying. That was beautiful. Those queens have been sitting around long enough. I think they had two spawn broodlings worth of energy in them, I think. Can you do that if you have the energy upgrade? I think you can, right? Told you. I was waiting for it, but I was starting not to believe because we'd seen so many spawn broodlings that weren't quite epic. That was amazing, though. He actually fought that off with the queens. Zerg Queen kills 3. The queen has 3 kills. That's amazing. He's like, what are you doing building here? This is my base. I'm going to build here. Broodling is 150. Max energy is 250. Okay. Yeah, I thought it was 250, but I didn't know if that was before or after the energy upgrade. Can you get an upgrade to get 300 energy on a queen? Yeah, the energy, the different patches, sometimes it's hard to keep track of. I still remember when spawning pool was 150 minerals. All spellcasters max at 250. Okay. Well, how did he just, maybe he didn't have, It looked like he spawned more broodlings than he had queens there, so that's why I was like confused. Upgrade brings it from 200 to 250. Okay, okay. So maybe it was just like looked like more tanks were dying because of they were siege shelling each other with the splash damage because of the broodlings. Or maybe he had more queens than I thought because they were kind of clumped up. All right, hold on a sec. This is at 3150. Let's go back to 3150, but I want to go back and watch that again. If we can find the spot. It's after this. Oh, here we go. It's coming in. Here we go. It's right after this. All right, here we go. How many queens does he have? Thought it was right now. Oh, this is the ultra drop. Wait, did I miss it? It's coming up still? Okay. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, he moves in the tanks closer. It's too much of a threat here. This is where it gets provoked here. He almost goes in. I wish we could, if they showed the queens. All right, so he has, looks like he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like he only has like 8 queens. Oh, but he's also running it with Dark Swarm on the bottom. And I think the Broodling's got some Mind Drags, and he's dropping Ultralisks at the same time. I didn't even realize all of that the first time. Wow. Okay. So it's the queens, but it's also the Dark Swarm on top of the tanks on the bottom with Lings going in, and the Overlords running in to drop Ultralisks on top of the northern tanks at the same time. That was actually beautiful. That wasn't just queens, it was like everything. He's like, I'm going to throw everything in the Zerg arsenal at you all at once. Amazing. And now I forgot what the timestamp was that we were trying to go back to. 3350? Or was it 3450? Oh my goodness. Slow down? 3310. All right. Okay, now I have to find it again. Okay, here we go. Playback speed. 0.25. All right, let's mute that. Let's just watch. Okay, yeah, he's going in with Ultralisks underneath, soaking up mines. There's Hydralisks there too. Dark Swarm on the side. I don't know if he actually gets anything into the Dark Swarm. Pop, 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 pop. The mine picks up another pop, pop. Oh, look at that. Pop, pop, pop on the side with the Broodlings. Hydralisk coming in, killing the stuff on the bottom. The Observer's doing an excellent job right now, by the way. Dropping the Ultralisks out up here. Ultralisk battling a mine by himself. I didn't notice that before. Ultralisk going after the tanks as well. Oh. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Alright, let's go back to normal. Oh, man. Where were we again? 3310, is that what you said? Is that where we left off? Need to shift the ultras more, space them? Yeah, I think so. And like the ultra was attacking a mine and stuff like that, but still. It was still beautiful. He could have executed it better for sure. But it looks like he might be coming back now, actually. I thought Sulky was kind of donezo. And now he's kind of fighting back, though. But he's... How many bases does he have, though? I feel like Fantasy has more bases right now. Oh, but Sulky somehow took these bottom left bases. I didn't even see him do that. So he's actually in good shape at the moment. If those are mining. I don't know if there's any drones there.
네 군데서 먹고 있거든요. 만화는 공짜잖아요. 그래서 지금 저 탱크 조금씩 줄여주긴 하는데 저런 걸로 변수를 만들어내야죠. 그리고
The end to this is fire. That's why I remember the tank kills like that. Okay.
선수 입장에서는 한 지역을 저런 식으로 이제 공백을
Well, I'm looking forward to it. Oh! Oh! Wait, did that kill? It was a mind drag, but I didn't see if it. Did he kill some SCVs with that? Yeah, he killed a few SCVs with the mind drag with those Zerglings. That's kind of cool. Not a ton. Could have been worse, but. This game is great. Who recommended this again? I forgot already. I'm terrible with that kind of stuff, but thank you for recommending this. I'm trying to scroll up in chat. It's too far back in chat. That's okay. I think Minions suggested the game before this one, or maybe that was Doso. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was Dr. Dinger Donger. It's a great name, by the way. Okay, so yeah, he has this side base now, but now Fantasy knows about it, and he's shelling it. I feel like it might come down to, can he defend these side bases? Because if he loses those side bases on the left again, well, I say again like they used to be his natural and his third or whatever, but he lost his main in the bottom left. If he loses those again, he just won't have an economy. Fantasy still has 2 bases in the top right, 1 in the top middle. It looks like Fantasy's mining 3 bases, and right now Sulky's mining 5. Oh, thank you for the follow, Sony. Another pop. 5 kills Zerg Queen, ladies and gentlemen. 5 kills on that Queen. That's the power of spellcasters. They can kill something, regain energy, and kill something again. Although I feel like it's slower regeneration of the killing power with Queens, right? What if Spawn Broodling was a 75 energy like Irradiate? Or even 100 or 125, that would be interesting. I wonder if, we'd probably see Queens more, but like, I don't know. Maybe they'd be OP if they were better casters. Still in the Ultralisk Health Broodling train? What does that mean? I don't understand. Fantasy is maxed on metal? I think he is maxed, yeah. What? You think Broodlings should have the health of Ultralisks? Oh, more Broodlings! Here come the Goliaths, though. Here come the Ultralisks, though. Here come the Vessels irradiating the Queens. Oh. Now that's one of the cool things though to think about is that even if he's losing all the vessels. All the vessels are dead. He just forced that. Look at that. They've got bases right next to each other. They're neighbors. This is a fight between neighbors. They're both like leaning out of their balconies and throwing rocks at each other's houses. They're so close. What's interesting is that if he can spawn Broodling on a defense matrix tank and it doesn't protect it, so you can like kind of. I wonder if he's gonna use that to his advantage. Look at this. He's just running. This is like using them like vessels, right? Just running them in when they have extra energy and spawning Broodlings, just killing stuff in the background. Killing a tank is not still quite as expensive as killing a Defiler, but still. Oh man. Oh no, he forgot about the Queens. No, 5-kill Queen, don't die! Ultralist and Hydralist coming to the rescue. Oh my god, there's so many tanks, but the ultras are so strong. 5 or 3 ultras coming in here. Oh man, he's burning down his neighbor's house now. Without the tanks to irradiate all the ultras, they're doing damage. Oh, he got the command center with the queen. Yes. Yes. Amazing. Amazing. I hope he drops infested Terrans on tanks. Pop. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. That mine hurt. Look at that. Broodlings attacking the tanks. The vultures have to save him from the broodlings. Now, he's evacuated this 9 o'clock base once. Is he going to do it again? Pop. He actually wasted a broodling there because the broodlings would have killed the other tank, I think, but that's okay. Ultralisk Queen Hydra, ladies and gentlemen. So many mines, though. Vultures are actually killing the Ultralisk better than the tanks right now with the mines. Zulky is a jerk genius. What a brain on that kid. This is amazing. Because this is 2000 and... Oh, this is 2011. Okay, still. So queens are not quite as crazy in 2011 because I think Zero has already been using queens for a couple years. But still, this is still amazing. Oh, poor queen. Sulky still plays now, right? He's been playing like ASL and stuff, right? I think he streams too. Six kill queen. Oh no, come on, land the command center. Use the infested Terrans. Now, here's the thing. Sulky still has 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly 5 mining bases. So his economy is really strong. Look at that. He's like, you know what? You've got Goliath to defend. Oh, no. That was a... Was that what I thought it was? The hero queen just died, I think. Oh, it's just 2. I thought it said 9. I thought it was a 9-kill queen that died with Radiate. But anyway, yeah, so Sulky has like 5 bases, so he can still afford to make all these units. Dark Swarm, Lings, Ultras, Queen oh, what is that Queen doing? Okay, the Queen was just on A move for some reason. This is the power of Zerg, guys. Oh, he needed more Dark Swarm. He needed to keep hopping the Dark Swarm further up into the tank line. But that many tanks, even with Dark Swarm, is still going to be... I don't think Hydras can really face against that. It's too much splash damage. What even is this game? This is the power of 20 tanks, right? Once you have like a critical mass of tanks, you just get to a point where like just nothing on the ground can break it. Defiler was like, oh crap! I got a Dark Storm to cover my head. But he's losing the side base now. I really do think these side bases are the crux of this game, basically. Now, Fantasy is starting to mine out in some of his side bases, though. I think Fantasy is only mining at 2 bases now. There's a 7-kill queen. I don't know how you tell this, but that'd be an interesting stat. Find out what's the highest kill count that there's ever been on a queen in a pro game. I think 7 might be the most, actually. Because that queen has been around for ages. This is a long game. Okay, Ultras are dragging mines into the tanks. Dark Swarm goes down. The Cracklings are in the mineral line. It turns out 20 tanks is not enough. It turns out you need 30 or 40. Holy crap. What's Fantasy gonna do? He's got a bunch of turrets, but why? I mean, he just had extra minerals, I guess, so he might as well build turrets, but... this is his only mining base. Its only mining base has cracklings. Oh, never mind, he does have a mining base at the left. He's about to. He's floated a command center over there. But Fantasy really needs to defend this, I think. I think he really needs to defend this top right. Otherwise, he's screwed. Even though he's killed a lot of soul key stuff. This is crazy. Do broodlings count as queen kills? Yes. Yes. Oh, you mean like if the broodlings kill a unit? I actually don't know. I don't think so. I don't think that counts as a kill for the queen, though. I would imagine. Crazy Hydra versus C on Circuit Breaker. Winners League round 4 2011 was the best Queen ZVT game. I'm like starting to get hungry and kind of my voice is starting to give out. So I'm probably going to sign off after this game. But I'm going to write that down. And I'm going to watch it next time, hopefully. I have a... Where'd it go? I have a text file where I keep track of games like that. Here we go. Dropping in ultras on this last line of tanks in this expansion base. Irradiate's going down on the ultras. Just makes them stronger. Oh, he's running his SCVs. Yeah, this is gone. That base is gone for sure. So Fantasy now has his top left base. He's not leaving the game yet, but I just like, I guess if he can shell, again, it's a different neighborhood now, but there's still neighbors in this bottom left area. If he can shell that base, is there a way he can come back here? Because Sulky has mined out a lot of his bases too, actually. So Sulky only has 2 bases mining right now. Any good games on Sparkle? What is Sparkle? Here we go. Good games. Oh, see, I got a list of games here. Paste that in there. Still got queens around. Now this kind of situation, these super late game situations, are exactly when spellcasters excel. Because then energy is an easier resource to recuperate than minerals. We don't have many bases, right? Oh, this is it. This is the end. This is his last mining base. There is too much crap there. Not enough tanks. This is beautiful. This is the power of Zerg. GG. Woo! Amazing. I thought Sulky was dead earlier too. Right? There was a point when Sulky I thought was dead. Cause when there was like a million tanks, let's see if we can find it. I think it was this part here, yeah. Look at this. He goes in. The queens don't do very much. He's got a million tanks, and he just marches in and kills the main base and the natural. He's in an easy position to kill this extra base on the side. I thought Sulky was screwed here. Look at this. Fantasy has 3 mining bases. Sulky has like 1. He just lost his mate. I thought Sulky was dead. And he's like, no, man. Feel the power of the swarm. I'm going to fight back in this. Over the course of 25 more minutes. Amazing. And then it ends with full might of the Zerg. Dark Swarms with Ultras. Too much stuff. Beautiful play. Absolutely beautiful play. Yeah, Fantasy killed off a lot of drones too, that's for sure. That was a big part of it. Oh, man. Oh. That was good. That was good. All right, like I said, my voice is starting to give out, and I gotta get some dinner, I think. So I'm gonna end the stream here, but stick around for a second, and stick around for a raid. We'll find someone to raid. If you're on Twitch, we're gonna raid. If you're on YouTube, well, the stream will just end, but that's okay too. But thanks so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this stream, go subscribe to Diggity. Raid Team Think Quick. Are they on right now? All right, we can raid them. But yeah, thanks so much for joining me for the games. We're doing VODs and Chill every Wednesday and every Saturday. So we'll be back Wednesday night. And I just put up some games on YouTube. I'm going to be putting up some more games on YouTube. Diggity just put up a game on YouTube as well. So you can check out the YouTube stuff. But otherwise, come back for Wednesday evening. Wednesday evening, we'll be doing some more VODs and Chill. And so Sony, if you show up for another VODs and Chill, remind me about all these games that you want to watch. And because I can copy them down right now, but you know, if they're like favorite games of yours, then maybe you might want to watch them while we're here or something like that. I don't know. I'll copy paste a couple of these links though, just to make sure I have them around just in case though. Anyway, but you'll be on a followed for a reason. Coming back, community hard. Cool. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are coming back right now. It's good times. It's good times. Anyway, all right. So we're gonna raid. So let me see if there's anyone else I need to raid first. All right. Team Think Quick. All right, we'll raid Think Quick. They're doing looks like they're doing some show matches with foreigners, I think, going on right now. Doing some more StarCraft. So thank you for joining me though, and if you do want to support me, there are links for Ko-Fi, for donations, everything in the description there in my profile or whatever. But again, no obligation to do so. And thank you again to YASD and Kung Pistank and Doso and Diggity. Thank you guys all very much for the support. Much appreciated. Yeah, that's going to do it. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Go get some dinner. I'll be back soon, though. Thanks very much for watching. And hope you all have a good one.